look who's here. Ben and Woods, 97.3. The Fan, let's get our heads right for a Thursday. And a victory Thursday. It's been a minute since we got to talk about a victory in here, right? Quite a load off, Benjamin, don't you think? I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, executive producer of the program. Paulie, how are you, pal?
Hey, how are you?
Great.
I'm good.
Good. Benji, how are you?
I'm good. I mean, if you're only going to win one game out of a series, make it the last one.
The last one.
I understand they lost the series. I almost felt like there was a guttural yell in order.
I thought so too, but
I know the rules. It just kind of felt like that was a really good win yesterday.
That game was agonizing.
It was an agonizing game.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, but you won it.
Right.
But you won,
You won.
yes.
Thank God.
The previous two were agonizing and excruciating, and you lost.
I'm not going to complain too many 3-0 shutouts.
No, we don't complain about wins on this team. And now you get a happy flight, and you're off to Tampa. But holy cow, I mean, talk about the high wire act yesterday from the Padres pitching staff, and we will get into all of that. Let's get our daily meditation. And I really like this. It sets my frame of mind for the day.
So even after a win, we can still meditate.
Oh yeah, I think you still need to meditate.
I think we should just do this every day.
I do too, just to get and it's for us, but it's also for San Diego.
Right.
Like, just get this is like the definition of getting your heads right. All right. So here we go. Let's start on my count. 1, 2, 3, in. Out. I'll select the daily meditation. Okay, here we go.
Some words of wisdom, maybe.
Words of wisdom.
Sniff a little Coke, take a little X, smoke a little weed, drink a little bit.
Maybe not this early in the morning, but I mean,
I was going to.
tomorrow's Friday.
I was going to say something like, love yourself today.
Oh,
Forgive yourself today, Paulie. Give yourself some grace in your life for something that maybe you have done.
Show gratitude.
Gratitude. But what was that again?
Sniff a little Coke, take a little X, smoke a little weed, drink a little bit.
I mean,
All right.
wise words from Benjamin.
Daily
R.
meditation.
Higgins, your friendly
Complete.
local neighborhood television anchor.
extremely hardcore.
I actually worry about giving advice that could get people in trouble. So,
Like that?
yes.
Oh, you could treat yourself a round of sausage. It's a really good daily meditation that I think many of our tier ones can get behind. We do have a gold member stream tonight.
Harry's the way to go.
It's all-timer. One seed. It's an all-timer. Never mind, I can't. We'll talk about other goal. I can't. Not here. It's a morning radio show.
You can't. You literally asked me.
It's a morning zoo, is what it is.
That's what the guy said.
Yeah,
yesterday.
we got someone
Full
called
morning zoo.
I
called
mean,
us a morning zoo.
Listen to this guy.
Harry's the way to go.
Listen to him, of course.
Guess he's not wrong.
That's no, he liked you. He hates me.
Correct.
As usual.
I'm suspicious of those people, though.
I hate those people.
Well, I know you do.
Those are bad people.
But
Those are bad people.
you think that, at least he likes me, but I worry, like, how do you not?
Yeah, those are your people. The nameless, faceless,
Right.
no Abby, like no name. They go under like butt F66. I love Ben, man. That guy just brings the sports every day.
I wouldn't even like my show without me, without you.
How did your shows go before?
Not
me?
well.
Exactly. I mean, thank you for giving me some credit. Finally. And yeah, Ray. Ray says I'm a Paul fan, and that's perfect. That makes perfect sense.
Thanks, Ray.
Ray's a great dude. Yeah. So it was one of those weird days. It's like you'll go a while, you don't see anything, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, what did I do? I didn't do anything different today than I normally do, but it happens. I guess somebody said, how do you deal with this? I go, better than I used to. Now I just like dragging my nuts across their forehead. Now I have fun with it. Like, that's my favorite thing to do. I do give them the attention that they crave and they want it. But I also know that they would never, if they saw me, they'd be like, hey, how you doing, Woodsy? Like, I know that. I know exactly what would happen. It's happened to me a million times. So It was a nice day yesterday. It was
It's
hot, a little warm.
It was hot.
You and you're bitching about the heat.
I know.
You're like a 90-year-old West Palm Beach condo resident right now. It's not
It was
that. It wasn't
I
that
was
bad.
miserable yesterday.
Get out of here, really?
Yes.
I parked in the tailgate lot because I went to the game.
Yeah. Okay, you're at the game. I was at home.
It was like
watching
it was in the
inside.
90s. Like
When
on
I
the
was
field.
outside, I went
Walked
to get
in
the
from
mail.
the tailgate lot, and it's just already like by the time I got to the front gate of Petco Park, I was already kind of drippy and sticky, and it was just hot.
How was the game, by the way?
Game was good.
I mean,
It's
being
like-
like-
I mean, the actual game, as you said, was high wire act, like high wire on a unicycle while juggling bowling pins, sort of high wire act. But the vibe was great. I saw tons of
Packed, right?
tier ones and friends. It was crowded, although you could tell people who were sitting in the sun had kind of moved back a lot into the concourse, so they just didn't bake the whole time.
That's what Dodger fans tell me, that I love busting there. When it's really hot in LA, I'm like, where are you guys? Didn't you guys win the World Series? And they said, they're like, we're in the concourse. It's 98 degrees. And I know, because I've done it too, but I like to bust their balls.
So just to be clear, your afternoon was
I was already kind of drippy and sticky.
Yeah.
And it was just hot. Yeah, that was my afternoon.
Wow, look at you. Man.
Got
Lucky
to see
you.
before the game
I was
in
not.
the loft our good friends the Janellas,
Oh.
Maddie and Katie
the
Janella.
best.
Like two of the most handsome, good-looking people you'll ever see.
Yes.
They're almost like it like pisses you off how handsome Maddie is, and then like Katie's gorgeous, and then they're together, and you're like, F you guys, man. They're all put together too. You're like,
So put
F
together.
You guys.
Their children are beautiful. Like, they
Yeah.
have a model family.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just it's crazy.
Their Christmas card photos are just
and
like
Maddie
Jesus.
is going to come in a couple of weeks when you guys are at Notre Dame and guest host with me. But he was so tense before the game.
He was a
It was
wreck.
like, we have to win this game. I
Maddie,
mean,
relax.
we can't lose. That was Maddie. He was like so tense. I said, you
in
guys go-
person too.
Yeah, oh yeah, in person. He was like worried like the season might end yesterday. So I'm glad the Padres won for Maddie and Katie. And then I went to the press box and sat with my TV brethren, Julian Delgadio and Darnay Tripp,
Nice.
back on TV row. Final row
back
of the press
row.
the back row of the press box.
They do put all the TV guys back there. Why is that?
No, it's just where they
Do they
kind of
need
put
more
the
room
placards
for their stuff?
Yeah, I think the TV guys come sporadically. Like we're not there every single game, so they put the
And when you are there, you have the equipment.
They put the beat writers and Sammy up in the front row who are there going to every single day. And then you kind of move back in priority, which is fine. I totally understand that. But that was fun. We got to chat for a couple of innings. And then, and I always enjoy this, around the third inning, I get tap on the back of my shoulder.
Adam Klug.
No, Mark Grant,
Hey.
Mudley.
What?
who hasn't been doing, he's been off,
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
he had to be ready
Team
to
plane.
get on the plane because he'll be working this weekend back on television in Tampa Bay. So he was dressed comfortably, ready for a flight, just to enjoy the game in the press box. And we start chatting a little bit. And then he looks at me and goes, Higgy, you got a bat in the cave. Oh, there's really not much of a worse feeling than that.
So let me get this straight. Beloved broadcaster Mark Grant.
Yeah.
Chatted with you for how long?
Yeah, probably about like a minute or so.
Okay.
And
Then stopped down in the
Yeah.
middle and said,
well, I was up on the top row and he was down, like standing.
He was
okay,
staring
fine.
right down
So
the
he's
barrel.
kinda-
he's looking
He's
up the
kind of
barrel.
staring up at my nostrils.
And he goes, Higgy, you gotta. Now, was he loud about it, or was he just?
No, he was
Was he like, hey, Higgy?
he was a little understated and subtle.
Oh, did
He
he-
says,
did he do the-
he just kind of looked at me. You got a bat in the cave.
We've had this discussion as of late. I think we had it as recently as
Yeah.
a couple days ago. I'm with you because the older I get, the boogerier I get, and I know it's affecting you. You've had it
Yeah.
twice in the last week.
I know.
It's mortifying.
It is.
It's it didn't happen to me in my youth. I didn't have to trim my nose hair all the time. I never ever went out in public and somebody goes, "Hey, dude, you got a booger." Hey, like, you know what I mean? Never. The older I get, I'm like,
I've never actually had to shave inside of my nose or no ear
Never.
hair.
You will.
I know it's coming though. I can feel it at times.
Yes.
Like there's some hair starting to get in there, but I've not yet had to do it. I've seen it done. I've seen like
Us,
you guys at Airbnbs. You guys walk in.
So,
Paulie,
yeah.
am I good? Paulie, am I good?
God,
So first thing when I got home, got those nose hair trimmers and
got him.
shoved them
right
up my
out.
nose. Yeah.
Okay, so we've had this discussion off air. Are we making it worse for
I don't
ourselves?
know. I don't know.
Because we're getting all of the hair out, which, by the way, if I remember from elementary school, is actually what protects your nose. Like,
Right.
collects-
catches the dust and things that you
things.
shouldn't be breathing in.
we're getting rid of all of ours, and we're getting older. I don't know what's happening. Maybe our brains are leaking into our nose, but like, it's just all little pieces of brain. It's every day now. I get in the car, I'm like, everywhere I go, and it's embarrassing. You know, I've got a really attractive wife who I'm already teetering on the edge of with the baseball cards. I'm already teetering on the edge of celibacy for the rest of my life anyway. You throw a booger in the mix, it's never happening. I mean ever. If there's one thing she does vomit. She does all of the stuff with the kids. Kids can vomit. They can, pee, poop, what you name it. No problem. Spit up. You piece of cake. Boogers repulse. Farts, no problem. Boogers repulse her. And I mean repulse. If one of my kids is picking her nose, she's like, whoosh, get a tissue. Like she's repulsed by it. So I don't know what to do. But yeah, that sucks. Somebody said fly down or booger. Fly down always, all day long. I'd rather walk around with my fly down.
I think
Instead
so.
of booger, let's put it this way: if you met a girl and she had her fly down, would you still talk to her? You would. If she had a booger, wouldn't you run the other way? ASAP. Hey, how you doing? I'm Steve. See you later. I'm out. And you just run. Like you just run. So. Somebody says, is it a little warm in the studio or did you spill a little eco water? I did. I have I put this cap on my jug and I've used this jug so much and I drop it a lot. And I feel like there's so every time I go to take a drink now, I'm falling apart in front of your eyes. I'll take a drink and sometimes it will leak out. Look,
dribbles
it
out
just
at the end
dribbles
as you're
out.
coming back. Yeah.
That's right. So yeah, I have water all over my shirt. I'm a mess at this point. Ben's got boogers. I got water all over my shirt.
You're watching San Diego's number one morning show age right in front of your eyes.
Look at this. Look at the side of my head. It's all white now. All of this is white. The top, I'm seeing a little frost up there.
Oh man!
And I'm just like, holy cow! I'll tell you. Lately, I'm
a little salt and pepper. Are you gonna embrace it? Just I like it.
Yeah. Oh no, but
just own it.
All right. Are we in the trust tree?
We're in the trust tree.
Okay. So I've asked you for years, do you dye your hair? And everybody does. Everybody thinks you do. You've never dyed your hair.
Never once.
So I've never dyed my hair, but I have done the Just for Men
beard and mustache.
But it's
cream. It's not a dye. It's more of
it's a scrub in the shower,
Yeah.
right? So you wash it in the shower, you leave it on for 2 minutes, and it allegedly darkens your beard a little. It like mixes in. I don't know how it knows, but
I was wondering that too.
I don't know how it knows.
color it's supposed
But
to be.
I'm like, well, you missed this one, and 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 this one, and this one, and this one. But you got these, and it looks a little darker because I don't look good with a white beard. I just don't. Like only Santa Claus and Coach Kurt from Frozen Roast. Those are the only two guys I know that looks good with a white beard. And so I use that. And I guess technically it's dyeing your beard, right? But I don't do the full black, like just.
I think
paint it on, wait, wipe.
I've never understood why society has such a negative connotation with dyeing your hair.
With dyeing your hair.
Live your life however you want to live your life. I've never been like,
I definitely have.
I've seen it.
I've definitely pointed.
I've seen it done where you're like, all right, dude, you're 88 years old. That looks a little, that would look weird. I can understand that. But like, I don't know. When you're like, I'm starting to go gray and I want to minimize that or get rid of that. And that's how I feel more comfortable. I've never really like thought that is a problem or I think less than.
I think it's a matter of subtlety.
That's why I like the mix and match.
If it's jarring, like all of a sudden you have jet black hair.
Sure.
Yes.
If Steve Martin got his hair dyed, that would look weird.
You're like, oh my God.
Of course.
Or you can go the other way and go really jarring, like Guy Fieri, and just go completely like blonde frosted.
Frosted.
Completely different
But like
look.
Woods, who's got some salt and pepper going right now,
Yeah.
you can see some gray starting to come in. I wouldn't even think twice though if you were like, I'm not really ready for that yet. I'd feel better and more comfortable if I dyed it and looked the way I want to look.
I think I disagree. I think you would make fun of me if I walked in here with dyed. If all this white silver was gone, it was gone. And I walked in on Monday, it was brown. You guys would be like, "What the hell are you
all
doing?"
right, we're in the trust tree.
Yes.
So I will make a confession.
Oh,
as well.
God, here we go.
I don't dye my hair.
Where are the bodies?
But
Oh,
I have been taking Rogaine for the
well, you
last,
told
like,
that
2
on the
years.
air.
Did I
Yeah,
say
you
that
said
on the
that
air?
on the air.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Does it work?
It's not
It's
supposed
working
to,
on the sides a lot,
yeah,
like really good.
well on the sides. Yeah, I mean, my dermatologist said it'll just keep it from
Yeah,
fall,
getting
like
worse.
thinning.
Yeah,
so
thinning.
it's really just to keep it where it is for the most
I
part.
feel like women can dye their hair unabashedly.
Yeah.
Unabashedly.
Oh.
Like unabashed. My wife dyes her hair pink and then then it's brown, then it's blonde. And I don't ever be like,
It's just
like,
part of the regimen.
it's part of like the
for
regimen.
some women, yeah.
But I do feel like men are if I see a guy with that I know, I'm like, bro, you're 52 and you have a jet black beard. I know what you did. And it looks a little odd. And mine, sometimes I'm like, ooh, it probably went a little too much on this.
But again, I think if you're just doing your thing and
Just
you're
doing
just
my
a
thing.
normal guy and you got a little bit darker beard than you maybe naturally would, that doesn't bother me. If you got the leather jacket and the convertible
The
and
whole
you're,
thing.
you know what I mean, like midlife crisis guy, then yeah, you're gonna look like an idiot. But
I think, to be fair, we as men are much more vain than a
Oh,
lot of women.
I agree.
And the reason a lot of them dye their hair is because they know how
Vain we are.
judgmental and vain we are.
Man, that's deep.
Yeah.
Because they'd probably be fine just letting it go
Letting it
gray,
just
which
let
would
it
be great.
rip.
Yes. But of course the guys out there are like, oh, she's getting old. There's some gray in her hair. It's awful.
I've never thought
That we
about
would do
women.
that.
Speak for yourself.
I do. Of course not.
Speak for yourself. I've always wondered, am I dyeing my beard when I use my Just for Men? I mean, it's literally just for men.
I mean, there's really the only.
But it only does half. It literally only does half. Like it does. Like I'm like, how did you miss all
Selective.
these? It's selective. This is what's getting me. My very white mustache is what's really getting me, and that's the one where I'm like, maybe I get the brush. Maybe I get the brush a little bit. I did it when I took a picture with our beloved Peter
I remember
Seidler.
that.
I did dye it brown because Peter's was brown.
Yep.
And I shaved at spring training. And I did Paulie in the bathroom with me.
Yeah.
We're doing the mustache brush, and it's a great picture. But I also was like, this looks weird.
I don't agree with the people who say you look like Kevin James, but when you did the brown, you were as close to Paul Blart as
It
you were
was very,
you were ever going to get.
very, very close. I do feel like we all should be comfortable in our own skin and age as gracefully as we can. I do plan on fighting it in certain ways. Oh, look, there it is. Yeah, that sucked. dude.
That day was so cold.
It was so cold.
Like the coldest day at spring training I have ever experienced.
By the way,
And poor Peter.
That stash rips, by the way. Like that stash, if you took 15 pounds off my face, that's an attractive fireman right there.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah,
Like
you could write a few speeding tickets with that mustache.
I could give a few mustache rides.
Because
with
that guy
thing.
currently, he's a Chicago Bears season ticket holder.
He's treated himself a round of sausage one or two times.
You can get some old style with that guy.
Dude, look at that. I mean,
Oh,
that's
hey, how you doing? As long as you're
Hey,
not
how
a
are ya?
Packers fan.
Hey, Peter, how are you? Ooh, it's chilly out here. Not as chilly as in Green Bay. It sucks. It sucks.
That guy
man.
knows his way around a Polish sausage
Oh,
on
yeah.
a grill, though.
Kielbasa.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, you want to be at that guy's tailgate.
That God, I was a fat turd back then. Holy cow! What a terrible.
Well, you were
picture.
also in a parka because it was so
was my
cold.
was my double chin in a parka too? Because that's what it looks like from
Those
here.
are parkas, by the way, that we did not bring.
We did not have. They had to give
bitched
us.
They
and
were
moaned.
penny parkas,
Yes.
basically. Like
Yeah.
just taken out here.
We made
Just
it like
put
an
these
hour.
on.
We were
I
like
was
an
like,
hour
just
into
kill
the
me.
show, and we're like, we're out here in Peoria. It's so cold. And they were like, here, shut up. Take these bullpen
these.
jackets.
and get through this show. That's what we're going to do today. We have a banger show today. For all you They Don't Talk Sports people, suck it is all I have to say to you, because today's going to be incredible. Ben will read the menu for us next, and we'll get after it today on a Thursday. We got a roundtable today as well. I'm very excited about that.
Very busy day. I will set the menu. Before I do any of that, though, I want to reward the early rising tier ones, and let's give away another pair of tickets to the Padres game coming up on September 8th. It is the Fernando Tatis Jr. City Connect bobblehead game. You can get your tickets at padres.com/tickets or win them right now by being the fifth caller at 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. It's the first pitch night for Ben Woods and Paul, and the City Connect bobbleheads for Fernando Tatis Jr., 833-288-0973. We'll come back, set the menu. We will talk about yesterday's much-needed 3-0 win for your San Diego Padres over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios, we know how. It's Ben and Woods on a Thursday morning on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Well, y'all know baseball season is a marathon, not a sprint. We're getting near the end of the marathon now, but you win it by staying disciplined over the long haul. Retirement works the same way. A lot can happen over 20 or 30 years. Market swings, inflation, healthcare costs, even unexpected expenses. And without a plan, it's easy to get knocked off course. That's why Trajan Wealth focuses on long-term strategy. TRAJANwealth.com. Their fiduciary advisors help build retirement plans designed to hold up through good seasons and tough ones, based on your goals and your risk tolerance. They're local with offices at Liberty Station, Carlsbad, and Escondido, and they understand what it really costs to retire here in San Diego. You need them on your team. So if you've been thinking about getting a game plan in place, now's a good time. Start by calling 1-855-TRAJAN1. That's 1-855-TRAJAN1. Or when you're ready, everything can start at TRAJANwealth.com. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client, paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing
Let's say
it's going to hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Padres did get some good news yesterday as well. Casey Mize, through a bullpen session, proclaimed himself ready to go for tomorrow's starts.
Good.
In Tampa Bay. So sounds like they will be able to keep their rotation going as normal. And, of course, tonight, Joe Musgrove will pitch for the El Paso Chihuahuas in what could be his final rehab start. And then third part of that is, did you guys see who was throwing on the field yesterday?
Oh, man, made my heart
Petco
explode.
Park.
Yes, I loved it.
Newly minted 40-year-old Yu Darvish was down there, and apparently it was his second bullpen session as he continues his return from surgery. He even sent out a tweet yesterday giving a full report on what happened. It was in Japanese, but the translated version says this. I turned 40 the other day. To everyone who sent me messages, thank you so much. I've been quietly continuing my rehab from the right elbow surgery I had last year. Thanks to the Padres and team staff who support me, even though I'm not traveling with the team, I've been able to get to the point where I can resume pitching from the mound. This is a video of my second bullpen session, and so far things are going smoothly. Sorry for the poor video quality.
I didn't think
looks
it was
fine.
Yeah,
Looks good to me.
I love that man.
But yeah, he looks like Yu Darvish up there, and at least it brings up the possibility of you coming back next year.
Next year.
And pitching for the San Diego Padres. No,
If the Padres can make the playoffs,
I don't think that we'll see you this season, but
that would be something.
Maybe next season. And he does have 2 years remaining. You remember he's on the restricted list and not drawing a salary this year, but next year if he wants to come back. I think he's got 2 years, $15 million a season remaining on his contract, and he has not officially retired. Padres still control his rights. So once again, the possibility of seeing Yu Darvish back on the mound, at least however small, does exist at this point.
Yeah, we got to make sure, as Eric said, make sure those dugout steps in Tampa are clear for Casey Mize tomorrow. As he did say, I do know how to walk downstairs. It's he said it in a little scrum. Like I know what I'm doing. I made a mistake. So good to have him back. Good to see Yu Darvish throwing. Hopefully Nick Pivetta woke up yesterday and felt fantastic as well, because getting Nicky P back would be quite a boost for this team, starting pitching wise. Not that they really need it right now, but they're looking so good on the bump right now. So impressive. Really how they pitched all series. I mean, phenomenal.
I believe I said Nick Pivetta's next stop is Arizona to continue to work, bullpen session, and then they'll decide where his next rehab start could be coming. But Nick Pivetta, we could see him next year or next month, not next year.
I think the meditation would really
doesn't help
you.
me.
No,
fine.
okay, it really does.
So four data points of pitching news for the San Diego Padres yesterday.
And I guess a little nugget on some hitting news as well, as I saw Samad Taylor, a video of him hitting an absolute piss missile yesterday, and I thought, let's get him on back.
He's been rehabbing for a while.
Yeah, like I don't know what's the holdup.
Yet we bring up Dustin Harris and Austin Hayes,
like,
but Samad Taylor have been very, very patient with his recovery.
You can't name somebody the spark plug and then be like, just hang out in the minors. Like, if he's the spark plug, let's get him back. He was playing great defense. He's got a good arm. He was hitting. He was running. Like, but again, they know more than I do. Because, we're fans. We don't know what the protocols are or what he's quite working through. But based on what I'm seeing and what I'm reading and what I'm hearing, he looks pretty good. Looks like he's ready.
Seems like he's got to be pretty close.
Why I don't run the team. So.
Yeah, didn't see any roster moves or like
Tuesday rosters expand. So maybe that's it.
That's possible.
Yeah.
And that could be where Joe Musgrove gets added as well. When September. But now you only get one pitcher and one hitter. That's it.
Yeah,
it used to be unlimited.
Well, I mean, and yeah, at some point, if Pivetta and Musgrove come back, somebody's got to go.
Yeah,
at that point. So,
and we'll talk about Griffin Canning and his performance here coming up.
Why did you say Griffin Canning? I didn't even say Griffin Canning. Why did you immediately think Griffin Canning?
Ben and Woods is brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. As you mentioned, a good show planned. Got our Padres talk coming up here. And then at 7 o'clock, we'll continue that with in-season Sammy Levitt joining us, even on an off day. Sammy's going to check in after the homestand. Padres did finish 4-2 on their 6-game homestand.
Doesn't feel like it, does it?
Doesn't, but they did a winning homestand.
Yep.
And as you pointed out, if you keep going 4-2 every 6 games the rest of the way, you'll finish with 90 wins.
Crazy.
Which I don't think any of us would be complaining about.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I don't think any of us had on their bingo card.
Or
I didn't have
predicted at the beginning of the season.
No.
So they still have that within their sights. We will talk to Sammy Levitt at 7 o'clock. And then after Don't Do This at 7:20, we will be joined by ESPN's Jeff Passan at the bottom half of our 7 o'clock hour. All guests on Ben and Woods appear on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better. We will talk about the Dodgers and other big baseball stories with Jeff Passan, the premier insider in Major League Baseball in the year 2026.
Cannot wait to talk to Jeff.
Should be a fun one.
Yeah.
Any more DMs yesterday? No,
it's all good. I mean,
all waiting for the conversation.
Time typically heals all wounds, and we know what the news cycle is like. It's you get a couple of days, right? And I'm sure, and I've seen him still. He really had a rough few days on Twitter. Now, some of that he brought on himself. Been guilty of it myself. Sometimes like if you don't say anything, there won't be anything, right? Like I get it. Sometimes we dig our own holes, but for Jeff, I want to talk to him about other stuff too. I do want to talk about the Dodgers. There was an update to that story yesterday, as the owner Mark Walter said, I did nothing wrong. This is all fabrication.
Big Richard Nixon vibes.
Yeah,
I am not a crook.
He swears he didn't do anything. It says over the past several weeks, multi-pronged, by the way, which is a phenomenal word. Over the past several weeks, multi-pronged attacks against TWG have been advanced by unnamed sources with self-serving interests that have been reported in the media. It's important to set the record straight. TWG stands firmly behind the integrity of its business, remains focused on continuing to deliver value to its stakeholders. Despite what has been reported, there has been no fraud. Affiliated transactions are common across the insurance industry, and suggestions that TWG is looting insurers is defamatory and false. TWG is not looking to sell its sports assets at fire sale prices to raise capital for its insurance operations. What about regular prices? What about just the
Because
normal?
you've already sold some at regular prices, like the Lakers.
Well, they went for more than I think.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, 12 billion. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess, I have a lot of experience looking into buying basketball teams, and that one it seems to be in the sweet spot. But yeah, very, very interesting. Very interesting timing for the statement. Must feel pretty confident that nothing will happen to their company.
I thought the most interesting part of the statement, though, came at the end, where they defended the Dodgers in particular and tried to distance themselves from the Guggenheim part of all of this,
right,
and said, quote, the Dodgers have the highest revenue in baseball, and it significantly exceeds the team's obligations to its players.
Okay. So that means
So the Dodgers
here's our payroll. We've got more than enough to cover our payroll.
Approaching $500 million a year.
For something right now.
And they're saying that they take in significantly more than that every single year. They have no problem making their massive, massive payroll.
Okay.
But that is the problem with baseball right now. They are admitting to the problem with baseball right now is they have such massive revenues that the other teams can't even come close to what they're doing payroll-wise.
I think this was wild, and I completely forgot to send it to Paulie to have him load it. Bob Costas was on the Rich Eisen show. I mean, that's two of my favorite people to listen to talk about anything, but really about baseball. Bob Costas, the voice of our life, right? Like the baseball voice of my head is Bob Costas. And he was essentially saying there is going to need to be a way to cap salaries. And we're desperate for it in baseball. The game needs to be reshaped and reformed. I found that interesting because who's defended the game and been a spokesman for the game more than Bob Costas? It kind of surprised me a little bit, but when he laid it out, and I'll have Paulie find it and load it. It's really good. But he mentions the Dodgers, and how they paid more in luxury tax than 16 other baseball teams last year. Their luxury tax bill on their entire payroll. So, yeah, man. I wonder, and I want to ask Jeff this too, Ben. Just the fact that all this is out there with the Dodgers, and there's even a hint of fraud or whatever it may be. How does this affect the negotiations, or does it at all? Or are people going, all right, man, like this is why we need a change, because we're owned by private equity now, right? You got to hope, if you're a Padres fan, that all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted, right? Like here with Feliciano and Jones. But I just am curious as to see how this is all going to be tied in. Did you see the story about LeBron? Borrowing $300 million from one of Walter's conglomerate businesses, right? Like it's all just very tied in. People are taking money because they know they're going to have future money to cover. It's it's the American way pretty much, but it has just been really fascinating. And it's again, somebody said about Passan's podcast, this is inning one of this. This is the first inning of all of this, and how deep these roots go and how weird or maybe widespread some of this suspicion and potential shadiness is.
And I think you make a really good point about the CBA negotiations, because I've been saying, baseball has a Dodgers problem, not necessarily a overall salary problem. If the Dodgers have to be reined in on their own, then maybe we don't really need to change things as much as we thought that we did.
That's interesting. So if they get the hand slap,
correct,
and they say, hey, you owe this, like you got to pay this back, or you got to sell your share. And then, but okay, so let's say that, like we joked about, Jeff Bezos is like, all right, I'll buy in. I'll take Walter. I'll take his 27%. you're telling me that Jeff Bezos or whoever of the like, Mark Zuckerberg, won't be like, yeah, let's just go ahead and spend. What did we spend last year? 500. Let's spend 750. I mean, it could happen.
It could, yeah.
And again, money doesn't guarantee you anything. It sure is nice, though. It sure is nice when your payroll is a little higher. For the most part, obviously, there's going to be outliers for everything. But I thought Bob made some really good points. We can play that audio for you guys as soon as I send it over to Paul.
I've got it ready. We just need to clip it here.
Clip it a little bit.
That's fine. We'll get to it a little bit later. We need to get to our Padres wrap up. Just finishing the menu setting, the 8 o'clock hour. We'll play a little throwback Thursday game of Real or Fake, and then have Eno Saris join us from The Athletic for some smart baseball, leading into our Epic Wings, Epic Padres Roundtable at 9 o'clock with special guest Brett Boone going to be joining us in studio from 9 to 10 o'clock this morning. So we've got a good show planned for you. We will have our Padres wrap up, though, of the series concluding 3-0 win over the Pirates right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's your latest traffic update.
Your ride through North County is fine on the southbound 15. No problems through Escondido or San Diego all the way to the 5. Joey Vlasny, Odyssey, San Diego traffic.
This update is brought to you by Albertsons, Vons, and Pavilions, bringing the joys of food to your table. Count on Vons and Albertsons for fresh savings every time you shop. This week's Signature Select whole frying chicken drumsticks or thighs bone and value packs are 99 cents per pound. And locally grown green or red seedless grapes for $1.99 per pound with digital coupon on Vons or Albertsons.com.
I love winning, man. I love winning. You hear what I'm saying? It's like better than losing.
Are you ready? How did things play out in yesterday's game?
I liked last night's game.
It's time for the
Padres wrap up
with Ben and Woods.
You guys are the voice of San Diego.
Brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort. Hey, player, the rooftop pool's open. Day passes are available, and the spa is calling your name. Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
On a pitch, Rengifo on a line into right field, a base hit. Valdez charging, Merrill being waved. Here comes the throw to the plate. It is not in time. RBI single Luis Rengifo, and the Padres take a 1-0 lead. And Merrill hits it on a line into right field. That's down to the base hit. Manny rounding second on his way to third. Valdez just now getting to it on the warning track. Manny's going to be waved. Here comes Lau's relay to the plate. It is not in time. Machado scores from first. Merrill ends up at third, and it's 2-0. And a hard hit liner, diving catch by Cronenworth up the middle. Jake Cronenworth, full extension for out number 1, and will hang a star here at Petco Park. A rocket off the bat of Brian Reynolds, and he gets nothing for it. 1-1, Yates delivers, and Cronenworth lines it into right center. That's down at a base hit. Rabin rounding third. He's going to come in and score. Cronenworth into second base, an RBI double, and the Padres have added on. It's 3-0. Now the 1-2 pitch. Horwitz swings and pops it into very shallow left. Bogarts is back. He'll make the catch, and the ball game is over. A 6-out save for Bradley Rodriguez, his second save in the major leagues, and the Padres a 3-0 shutout win of the Pittsburgh Pirates to wrap up a winning homestand. Nicely done all the way around here today. Randy Vasquez, brilliant once more in 5 shutout innings. And then the middle of the Padre bullpen, dodging bullets, stranding guys. And Bradley Rodriguez comes on to seal the deal. Final score, once again, San Diego 3, Pittsburgh nothing.
I feel like we played the whole game with first and second, nobody out. It wasn't that every inning, but it was, there for 3 of the innings. And the pitchers just bore down and made some really good pitches when they had to. I felt like they put 2 guys on and then they pitched their tail off after that. It was, they showed their strength, and then we have the strength of our bullpen is the length of it, and not just, the top guys, but everybody in that pen.
It wasn't a great offensive series. You faced good pitching, but you alluded last night to just the need to find a way to do it, and all is today sort of illustrative of that. You got the big hits.
Yeah, exactly. I think you get a couple guys on, and you get the big 2-out hit, or you get the hit with the guy in second. Finally, when they get the scoring position, those are big hits, and those are hits that we need to get the lead, be able to use our bullpen, and scratch out a win. And not all wins look pretty. And sometimes those are better wins than the other ones.
They say the Kentucky Derby is the greatest 2 minutes in sports, although Manny scoring from first was pretty impressive as well.
He will beat you with a
I
bat.
know.
If you
I'm
heard that
teasing
joke.
Manny.
Yeah.
You made it. You did it.
Easy to say when he's in
he was
Tampa
running
Bay
so
right
hard.
now.
You guys are the voice of San Diego.
Oh, that's what he gives you, and that's what you repay him with. Unbelievable.
I just that play just continue. I was watching it unfold, going, "Are they going to send him? Are they going to send him?" I mean, it just was like they're going to send him. It's like, oh, this is going to be really, really close.
It
at
was
the plate.
very,
and what
very
a great
close.
slide.
Great slide.
I mean, Manny is a very good base runner.
He is.
He may not be
He's not the
as
fleetest of
fast
foot.
as he once was. Probably not in the upper half in speed right now in Major League Baseball, but he hit the corners of the bases. He kept the lines tight, and he slid in just how he had to make that score from first base on the triple by Jackson Merrill.
Look, man, sometimes you're going to have those games where you're watching it and you go, I feel in my heart and my gut, this is the this is the wrong decision. And it's going to work out in your favor. At the end of the day, how can you be getting called names on Twitter yesterday because the pitchers executed? That makes you a shill for Craig Stammen. I didn't understand that. Like at the end of the day, will Craig say, I managed the best game of my life? I mean, you never know. Like, you never, ever know how it's going to work out. But I thought his pitchers, they pitched their asses off yesterday, and they picked him up.
People were mad that Craig Stammen took Randy Vasquez out after 5 innings. Had the one struggling inning in the fourth where he escaped the bases loaded jam. Second and third, nobody out.
That's amazing, man.
And wiggled out of that jam. And then he had a really quick 5th inning, I think 10 pitches.
Yep.
And I was a little surprised
I think we all
when
were.
Kyle Hart came in the 6th inning. I know Jesse and Bob, who were calling the game, both questioned it, like openly. Like, this could come back to bite the San Diego Padres, knowing they don't have
who did Jesse
and Bob, both. You could hear it in their voice. Like, I don't know about this. I mean, you probably don't have Mason Miller and Adrian Morejon. They were both down. Greg Stammen admitted that after the game, but we all kind of figured it after their usage the previous 2 games. So you are aggressively going to the not as high leverage people in your bullpen in the 6th inning. If that game goes extra innings for whatever reason, you are putting yourself in a really bad spot. And Randy Vasquez had low pitch count. It was in the 60s, I think, when they took him out.
Pitches or something.
But Craig Stammen had his rationale after the game that we have a day off on Thursday, so today, and we have 2 lefties in our bullpen that are ready to go in Kyle Hart and Yuki Matsui. The Pirates have this lane of lefties at the top of their order. Don't want to give them a third look at the righty, Randy Vasquez, who does give up, by the way, an average over 300. And Bob pointed this out on the broadcast as well. Lefties hit over 300 against Randy Vasquez. He's very good against righties, not so good against lefties. So why risk it when you have 2 lefties ready in your bullpen?
Sure.
So Craig Stammen went through the calculus with Ruben Niebla, and they decided we're going to be aggressive. And it looked like it was going to backfire right away. Kyle Hart puts 2 runners on, and you heard the great catch there by Jake Cronenworth.
Beautiful, man.
Just midair flying leap to his right. That could have ended up being a big inning for the Pirates. So huge save by Jake, but it ended up working out. I mean, bringing in Griffin Canning against the righties at the bottom of the order, people were questioning that, but they had to save Bradley Rodriguez for the end.
That was the most nerve-wracking part of the game.
He was your right-hander out of the bullpen yesterday.
2-0 game. Griffin Canning comes in, and what did he do?
Walk, hit by pitch.
Yep.
And then he got 1 out, and then they had the lefty lane again coming up. So Greg Stammen was ready with Yuki Matsui, who has really been, to me,
oh my God,
one of the great and reported stories of 2026.
He's been great.
He has been fantastic. His ERA is down almost to 2. It's like he has been so good.
That's a guy that really does not get enough credit, but gets a lot of criticism when he's off.
Guilty.
No, he's been a different pitcher, though, this year. The criticism was somewhat warranted last year and the year before. But this year, no, not at all.
He's also had stretches where he's been really good. And I just want to make sure, we got to recognize that. This isn't like a flash in the pan. He has that in him.
I owe him an apology.
That was epic yesterday.
It was
That was awesome.
Gave up the infield
badass,
single, but
dude.
then comes back with the two lefties then and strikeout. I mean,
unbelievable.
and his
The way he ran off the
excitement,
field.
his excitement coming off the field fired up the crowd
I
and
apologize.
was very, very pivotal in the victory yesterday.
Early in the season, I said I just don't aesthetically enjoy watching him pitch, and I didn't, and I did yesterday. And it wasn't just because of the results. He has been so good as of late. But I said he makes me nervous every time. I felt pretty good with him yesterday because of the way that he the way that he can spin it. And he had those guys, Benny. Those guys had no idea what was coming. And two of the worst ABs you'll see, and Yuki just exposed them. And it was a sight to see. And I apologize, Chef Yuki. Keep cooking.
And then Brad Glay, after that, comes in for the 2-inning save, second save of his career. He got in some trouble in the 8th inning, had to escape the jam. Before
he let the first two guys on too, didn't
he?
Yep.
He absolutely did. As Scanlon said, it felt like we were 2 on, nobody out every single inning. It wasn't, but it did feel that way. And nice bounce back for Jackson Merrill, who had a really rough first couple of games of the series. And, swinging at all kinds of things. And then the first at-bat, he comes up in the first inning or second inning and takes 2 right down the middle to start. I'm going,
he's like, kill me.
I'm not going to swing it. I'm not going to swing at a bad pitch. Fastball right down the middle. Okay, no, I'm not going to swing at a bad pitch. Fastball right down the middle. But then he doubles, has the triple, drew a walk later in the game. Really nice bounce back for Jackson Merrill.
His quote was fantastic, too, after the game. He said something to the effect of, there's going to be days where I look like I have no idea what I'm doing. And then there's going to be days where I look like I'm the best in the world at it. And yesterday was one of those best in the world.
For about 3 weeks, he looked like the best in the world.
He really did. We know it's in him.
All right, so Padres get the 3-0 win. We'll talk more about it with in-season Sammy Levitt. Some more numbers from the series as well, all coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Thought maybe I would offer a more formal apology to Yuki Matsui.
I chose, but I want you to know that door I closed.
Yuki.
I'm sorry.
Yuki.
I'm sorry.
Yep. Yuki.
I'm sorry. Yes.
Yuki.
I'm sorry.
Can you explain that piece of audio for people who are unfamiliar with
It's
it?
a guy. He was in court.
He's
And
old.
It's old, man. It's been around forever. I just remembered it. But he, I don't know, he was getting sentenced. Is there anything you'd like to say before I sentence you? And he busted out that song.
Like you when you said Yuki in the song,
yeah,
clearly that was your voice.
That was my voice.
But he was saying, Your Honor, and to the victim, I'm sorry. It's incredible.
Here's a very grainy old video that go along with it as well.
Hello there.
His lawyer's like, stop, sit down.
Your Honor, I want to say I'm sorry.
A nice voice.
For the things I've done. And I try and be stronger. In this life I chose, but I want you to know that door I closed. In your honor, I'm sorry.
It's great.
To my mother, I'm sorry.
Sad, but like, you know, it gets the point across. I don't know how it like.
To the victim, I'm sorry.
To the victim, I'm sorry.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Did the
I like
judge throw the book at him, or did he
I have no
lighten the
idea.
sentence a little bit for creativity?
I have no idea. See, Big Dan, this is where you get it wrong, buddy. He says if he comes out for his next appearance and craps the bed, I'm blaming Wood. No, I didn't say good luck to everybody else when Yuki Matsui pitches. What I said was, I owe you an apology for the way that you've pitched to this point. You've been fantastic, and I wanted it to be formal. I'm also going to require my wife and both children from now on, when they apologize to me, I want it in sing-song fashion, just like that.
You
To my dad, I'm sorry. Yuki.
I'm sorry.
It's great.
All right, let's go out to our
Call
SDCC.
Sammy.
Oh, we still have to
I was
call
editing
Sammy.
all of
You're
that
sorry,
the whole
and we
time.
still have to call Sammy. I do want to shout out to a couple of tier ones. We had K-Laws and Goose. Got to see him at the game yesterday. Took some pictures there in the fifth inning. It was good. See a bunch of tier ones actually around the ballpark yesterday, braving the heat and humidity to cheer on the Padres.
Excellent.
The end of the homestand. Good turnout by the tier ones as always.
Did you get a big sweaty hug?
I was right behind them. I did the old, what Ben normally does because I'm such a big guy, kind of stand behind and lean in.
You like take them from behind.
Yeah, from
is
behind.
what you said. Got it.
Big
Ben, just gotcha.
Leaning down
Right.
in.
Got
so
it.
I can fit in.
I can see it in my mind's eye.
Kayla's
right
had
now.
one of the old school like Polaroid like disposable cameras, but then she did this trick where she used her phone and put it in the hole so she could see the actual shot.
Oh, wild.
Put her
That is
phone,
wild.
Put the eye piece of the camera.
Okay.
And then she could see what she was taking a picture of on a selfie.
Brilliant.
Because normally
You
in the
can't
old
Polaroid a selfie.
Polaroid a selfie.
You can, but it's a 50-50 shot.
You just don't know what you're going
It
to
helps
get
if you
until
can
after you
get the
develop
phone
it.
in the hole. I told you guys we got the kids one for Christmas a couple years ago. There's Polaroids all over my house of like the hardwood floor, half of the counter, because they just ran around taking pictures because it's cool when the thing pops out. They ran through all their film, and there's really nothing of substance. It's literally like
children today have no idea, about conserving film.
No, Ben. I was like, you're gonna. They thought it just kept coming, and I'm like, guys, this is not gonna last forever. Be discerning about the pictures that you take. Taylor's in the corner, like taking a picture of the toilet. I'm like, what? Stop, dude. I'll text you guys some pictures of the Polaroid collection. It's outstanding.
The youth today have no idea of the disappointment of going through a roll of film,
bro,
and then
after you send it to CVS,
and then coming back like 7 days later, picking it up, and just have a bunch
grainy
of blurry,
blurred pictures. Like, I spent $14. Oh, I got yes, you did get the high gloss or whatever. terrible. And then what do you do with them? You put them in some album or something?
Drawer in that paper sleeve. Just with the negatives that are still in there.
The negatives. Yeah. Holding them up. That's crap. That's crap. Oh, it's great. It's so good. We got Sammy, by the way.
All right, let's go out to our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better. We are joined by the toast of the loft. I saw him over there in the corner, but he was surrounded by so many adoring fans that I didn't even get to say hello yesterday.
He's like Paul McCartney.
He is. Sammy Levitt is with us here, in-season Sammy on 97.3 The Fan. Good morning, Sam.
Where was this yesterday?
I was pregame as you were wrapping up your Eco Water SoCal pregame show. I was chatting with my friends, the Janellas, on the other side of the loft, and I saw you over there. You were just surrounded by the adoring 97.3 The Fan listeners.
Do you have a name? Like we call our listeners the tier ones. Do you have like the Levitt, the Sammy, the Levitators? The Levitators. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. I like that. You should really.
Yeah, there seems to be a small subset of people that say levitators that hasn't really caught on. So I don't. I mean, they're welcome to call themselves the levitators.
I love it.
It hasn't really caught on. I also have not really promoted it, but look, to all my fans, I appreciate you, however you want to be called.
So good, so good. Well, listen, the San Diego Salvagers has caught on, Sammy. We needed that one yesterday in the worst way. Phillies won, Diamondbacks won. Holy cow! Like. Put another X through the calendar. Here we go. And we're just ticking days off the calendar till we get there, probably to that last series in Arizona, as much as none of us really want to admit it. We hope, you at this point, like the way that they've played, like you really hope this team makes the playoffs because they are a lot of fun and can be a lot of fun. I thought the pitching this week at this homestand, Sammy, was just excellent, just through the roof, outstanding.
Yeah, and especially yesterday. I mean, I know it was a little wacky with the way the Pirates put two on with nobody out seemingly every inning of their existence yesterday. But for them to be able to get through that kind of game without Adrian, without Mason, and just sort of figure it out was huge. And I think in the greater context of Arizona winning and Philadelphia winning, yesterday felt like a big game, and I talked to Jackson after the game and I said to him, did today feel a little bit bigger considering the way the first two games of the series went? And, he said, look, every game is important this time of year, and he's right. But, yeah, I don't think it would have felt great coming out of this 3-game series and, let's say being tied for that final spot and certainly getting swept. And the offense certainly didn't have a great series. But you're right, Woodsy. It felt like a game you absolutely had to salvage yesterday. And to your point, the pitching throughout the series was really, really good. I mean, what they did on Monday night was exceptional. I mean, it really was. I mean, they just happened to, give up the one run, and the offense couldn't find a way to get a run across. And yesterday, Michael King was terrific. So, I mean, the pitching was outstanding. I mean, I don't want to go overboard and start having major concern about the offense after one really quiet series. But you're right. The pitching was tremendous. This bullpen is tremendous. Maybe we don't talk about it enough, or as much as we do talk about the bullpen. Yesterday, the top to bottom nature of it was really on full display. So credit to those guys. They were, they found a way yesterday somehow, some way to put up a goose egg in the run department, and they did a really, really good job.
Little stat from Kevin Acee this morning in his newsletter. That was the 33rd time in Padres franchise history that they've held an opponent to 4 or fewer runs in an entire series. So basically once every 2 years that happens. It's the only time that they've ever lost a series when they have held an opponent to 4 or fewer runs over 3 games.
Yeah, and you got to give a lot. I mean, you do have to give credit to 3 of the gnarliest pitchers in baseball. And, I mean, that little threesome that they have there in Pittsburgh.
And the problem here, Sammy, is that the next 3 games, you might be facing 3 even tougher pitchers.
Correct.
You are You're facing this weekend 3 guys who will all be getting Cy Young Award votes in the American
Pirates
League.
pitchers, they just don't have the numbers. They don't have. They're not getting any help. But like you watch them, they are 3 of the nastiest pitchers of any rotation.
Shane McClanahan, Nick Martinez, and Drew Rasmussen, Sammy, the next 3 days in a janky dome where you're not used to playing. The sight lines are going to be weird. It's not necessarily the recipe to get the offense right. This is a grindy week for the San Diego Padres now.
Yeah, it certainly is, but it's the kind of pitching you're going to have to face in the postseason, right? I mean, when you talk about opposing starting rotations, maybe the Rays are even better than most, and you're right. That's quite a threesome that they're going to have to face in Tampa Bay. But this is the kind of pitching, and even the pitching they faced against Pittsburgh, that you're going to have to face and do well against in the postseason. So it's a good test, especially at a time where the offense is not totally going right. It was good to see Jackson bounce back yesterday after a really tough 2 games to begin the series and have the game he did. Manny all of a sudden is not swinging the bat well. Fernando, by his standards, had a fairly quiet series. France, by his standards, had a quiet series. So it will be a good litmus test, I think, on a number of different levels to see, A, how do they do against that type of starting pitching and against that type of team in Tampa Bay, but also to see if they can sort of avoid a quiet offensive series becoming a quiet week. And that's sort of the key right now, is you don't want to let a quiet few days turn into a quiet week, turn into, a struggling couple of weeks for your offense, because you can't afford to have it right now.
But the way the Padres are pitching, they seem to be in all of these games, and you always like the Padres' chances when it's close in the 6th or 7th inning, especially when the bullpen is fresh, because they have been so good, in the late innings, especially against other teams' pens, that it feels like you are always in the game. Let me ask you this, Sam. If the Padres do make the playoffs, and that's still a big if, I think they're at about 61% on Fangraphs. Is this team better constructed than other previous Padres playoff teams that you've covered for October?
Good question.
It's hard for me to argue. I would still say the 24 team in my time here is the one that felt like it was best constructed, just because of how good everything was. How their bullpen was great. Their rotation, I think, was probably in a bit of a better spot. Offensively, and this is what made the scoreless inning streak so jarring, that team, they just passed the baton all year. That offense was tremendous all year. Now, the Padres offense has been tremendous for, a month and a half or so. I would still put the 24 team maybe a cut above just roster-wise. I would say that this bullpen is even better than the 2024 bullpen. Now, they've got to get fully healthy, and getting Adam and Estrada back would be helpful. I would probably say to me, it's the second best currently behind 24. I still would think that 24 roster was probably the peak of postseason rosters for the Padres. And maybe it's the rotation is why I feel that way. They just, this year, they need Michael King to be the A++ version of himself. You are relying on guys like Mize and Ray and, Walker Buehler. We'll see what a playoff rotation would look like to be really, really, really good. And are those guys going to be capable of going out there and absolutely dominating against the best lineups in the game? I think that's a fair question to ask. And I think the 24 rotation was probably in a bit of a better spot, but it's not far behind, I'd say that.
Sammy, just one last thing, and then I'll let you go. What has been the reaction from fans that you've seen this week from the new owner news conference?
I think it's been really good. I had a lot of fans come up to me in the loft and especially on Monday after they had the news conference. I think it's been really, really good. I think people were super, super excited by, Jose and Kwanzaa's energy and what they said. Look, I thought they totally won the press conference, and they said everything right from, the team to what they plan to do in the community. And I think fans appreciated that, and I think they acknowledged that. It's been overwhelmingly positive to me. I had a lot of people come up to me and say, man, I really love Kwanzaa's energy and everything they said, and they seem like really, smart, great people, and I agree. I thought it came off that way. I thought they both seemed incredibly smart and disciplined and energetic and competitive. And from that standpoint, I think that's everything you want in new ownership. So every bit of feedback I got from the fans was really, really positive, and I agree with it. I thought they did a great job, and I had a chance to briefly meet them after the press conference down on the field, and they were super, super friendly and just seemed to be having a great time in this first day, of the new era of ownership. So I agree with what I heard from the fans, which is they were energetic, and I thought said everything right that you want to say in your introduction to a fan base, for sure.
Sammy, thank you so much. Enjoy your day off, and we will hear from you again. Oh, no, you're coming in for the roundtable, aren't you, today?
I am, yeah.
We will see you at the roundtable at 9 o'clock. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Sammy.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Sammy Levitt. I forgot about that because Chris is in Las Vegas at Circa this week. We're getting Sammy and Brett Boone for our roundtable, Epic Wings Padres roundtable at 9 a.m.
And what do they do? They're just broadcasting live from Circa?
Yeah, I think it's a sponsored start of football season sort of thing.
Got it.
Getting around the corner. So
that's
I saw the pictures from Scraby.
That's the dream remote.
Yeah,
because it's not like, hey, we're going to go out there because it's Mountain West or Pac-12 Media Day or something. Like, you're just like, wait, we get to just do our show
just
and
hang.
Talk football a little bit more maybe than normal.
Yeah, I saw Scraby's pictures from the sports book and Stadium Swim yesterday with all the screens going. So it's pretty impressive.
I still have not been to Circa.
No, I'd
like
either.
to go, though. I'd like to go. I'd like to sit in that pool and watch a baseball game. Would be amazing.
There's just no shade.
There's no shade.
No shade.
But
get
if
a cabana or
it's
something.
the right time of the year.
$7,000
If you're in the water, it's all right. All right, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, speaking of our roundtable co-hosts, I have a don't do this story that Braden Soprenit is not going to like.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry.
TCU?
Yeah.
Embroiled in scandal?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
That was a full guess.
Oh, yeah. Full on
Holy
TCU
cow.
scandal.
Oh, man. Here we go.
Coming
Juicy.
Coming up next. You won't hear this on our midday show.
Swept under the rug.
Completely.
Right.
We've done our investigation. Nothing to see here.
Coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, SDFatLoss.com is how I lost 40 pounds in 60 days. Not only did I lose the weight, though, I've kept the weight off for over 3 years thanks to their sustainable strategies based on real foods and stuff you normally eat from the grocery store. I prepared some chicken, steak for my meals. I enjoyed what I was eating, which is a big difference from some of the other programs that I've used to lose weight in the past. No shakes or bars, nothing extra to buy from SDFatLoss.com. Just the program with their great counselors and coaches who will keep you on track. They want to make sure you're losing the weight. They know that life gets in the way. Occasionally, you're going to have a weekend where things don't go right. They know that. They can get you right back on track, keep the weight coming off, up to a pound of fat per day, 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days. So if you're interested in a sustainable weight loss strategy without the expensive GLP-1 injections, get your free consultation at SDFatLoss.com. And when you sign up for the program right now, take $200 off for their summer special for 97.3 The Fan listeners. No exercise, fast weight loss, just 2 months. One cost, and it's done. Check it out today. SDFatLoss.com. That's SDFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Got Jeff Passan joining us coming up here at the bottom of the hour. First, though, it's Don't Do This. Yeah, sorry, Braden. Got to call out the TCU Horned Frogs for a major controversy. So there's only one paper really in the area that covers them regularly. The Fort Worth Star Telegram. You know it.
I do very well.
Texas boy.
Yep.
Jacob Fields was a star safety on the team, or a safety on the team, who was dismissed because what turned out to be a locker room incident of some sort of harassment toward a victim.
Okay.
And the Star Telegram got wind of that and reported on it, even though the school was trying to keep it quiet. And because they did, TCU has pulled the credentials from their beat reporter to cover the team. And everyone's going, that is completely unacceptable. You can't just muzzle the one paper covering your team because you don't like what they're reporting. No one's denying the facts of the case or that the Star Telegram got it right.
They're just
TCU
yanking the credential.
Is just yanking the credential. Now, their argument is that, well, the victim, we're doing this because the victim didn't want this to get out. They didn't report the victim's name. In the paper.
What was the crime?
It
Abuse
was
of some sort, or
it was a physical altercation
okay.
in the locker room.
Another player, nobody knows.
I don't think
support staff.
Yeah,
wow.
But
he like to not they TCU, but
so he did come out. The player came out after the news report came out, but he came out on his own and released a statement. Izukama said that there was a physical altercation, that Fields hit him from behind.
Oh, Fields.
And the kid who was hit, sucker punched, fell unconscious.
Ooh.
And that was part of the report. So, I mean, but no one kind of denies that this happened. They're just mad that
They're reported.
The Star Telegram reported on it.
Yikes. Yeah, they college football. When I say they, I don't mean TCU, but I mean college football in general. They like to sweep stuff under the rug.
Yes, they do.
They do very much so. This was not able to be swept under the rug. We actually we were going to do this Monday. We ran out of time, and then I had Jeff Passan gate in the afternoon. So our friends Callaway in some hot water right now, along with Good Golf. Now I don't know Good Golf. I have not been
pretty popular new brand in the last few years.
YouTube channel.
Yeah.
YouTube
Okay. So they're
content creators.
Or content creators.
Yeah.
All right. So they made a video promoting the new Callaway driver, and in said video, you see a woman reaching for the head of the driver, like, "Ooh, I'm going to try this out," and then you see a man run up and boom, forearm shiver. She goes flying. Right. Obviously, that's not something
and then he leans in. He's like, "Don't touch my
driver." Obviously, it's not something that you want to promote in the Big 2026 or ever. But Big 2026 is like you should be on high alert about this stuff. So the founder of Good, Garrett Clark, has issued a public apology, and he said, "I want to apologize for playing a role in this skit and the magnitude of it." He said, "When I saw the final cut and I saw it was released online, I knew immediately, oh my God, this is the most cringeworthy thing ever. What was I thinking? What were we doing? I was inspired by this horror movie obsession, but dumb concept, not a great idea." Callaway CEO Chip Brewer.
I just watched Obsession, and I could not draw the connection there
between it
whatsoever.
Callaway Golf CEO Chip Brewer has said, "Look, while the video was produced by Good, it was approved by Callaway prior to posting. We approved it. Mistakes were made. We're taking the matter very seriously. We deal with the consequences of our mistake and complete our investigations. Want to make it clear we sincerely apologize for the video. The content was inappropriate, does not reflect our values." Why not just use another dude? Like, there's no, it would make perfect sense if me, Ben, and Paul were on the golf course and I got a brand new driver and I didn't want anybody to touch, and Paulie goes over to go, "Ooh," and I run over and boom, don't touch my driver. It's funnier. It's actually funny. Like, keep your greasy hands off my driver, dude. That's mine.
Is that sexist, though, that we can do a video now and women can't do the video because the content is...
What do you mean? I think it's
right. I know what you're saying. Like, it's less problematic,
right?
But now you've just taken a job away from a woman who now can't be in that
this
video.
Is an interesting hole that you're digging, my friend. It's like a very
not the argument I had prepared.
Not every sports topic needs a debate.
The don't do this is Callaway should just come to us to do the video. We would have happily done.
They want views on it. They have to go with good.
Yeah, the common sentiment I saw around this whole issue was like, somebody wrote that skit out, and then that even was approved.
Jonathan,
and then they
just
filmed
have two women do it, fighting over the driver.
100%.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, the whole problem here is that you have a guy decking a female in your promotional.
Nobody saw that at any point. And goes, hey, are we sure? Like, this is the angle we want.
It's quality control, right? Like, you look at it, and one guy looks at it and goes, "All right," and the next guy goes, "That looks good," and the next guy goes, "Yeah, I'm in," and then Callaway signs off on it, and you're like, "Oh, okay." It's a
bad idea.
Bad idea.
Bad idea. All right, finally, a little do this.
DD mega do.
Did we win? Did we finally, as sports fans,
huge dub,
actually instigate a change that we've all been calling for years and years and years?
Our voices have been heard.
Our voices have been heard, or a lack of voices, or a lack of television ratings,
or a lack of
finally been heard.
Yeah, exactly right. Interest,
because it was reported yesterday, I think by The Athletic and others, that the Pro Bowl is no more. The NFL has finally given up on the dumbest all-star game in sports after the season. They gave up on the actual game a few years ago and started playing flag football and like challenges, and everyone said, this is almost as dumb as the game was.
Oh, you didn't hear? They're doing a free throw contest now.
And so they will,
in Ohio.
They will no longer be doing the Pro Bowl in any way, shape, or form. They will still name Pro Bowlers at the end of the year. Like, hey, you had a great season.
Job.
You're a Pro Bowler. But now we don't need like the 7th injury replacement for guys who don't show up. You can just have actual Pro Bowlers. Like, here's our Pro Bowl team. We don't need any replacements because you're not coming.
Players.
You're not coming to an event anyway, and that's it.
And that means all the playoff guys that wouldn't be able to go or don't want to go Super Bowl players.
Saves them the embarrassment of being like, I'm good. My knee hurts. Right? Like, fine. I think that now that they've taken it away, guess what? I want it back.
I know. I said, like, when I said thank God, I was like, well, let's not act like I was watching it and just mad that I was watching it.
Right.
The week before the Super Bowl, it doesn't change at all for me because I haven't watched the Pro Bowl in 20 years.
Wait for my tweet. Well, this sucks, dude. There's a Pro Bowl.
The F we're supposed to do this weekend.
That's how it works. Pro Bowl was cool when we were kids. It just was. In Hawaii. It was awesome.
They played an actual football game, sort of. It wasn't,
it was
but
never
they're red
that
and blue.
entertaining.
Yeah.
It wasn't that entertaining, but it was better than a throw a ball through a cone challenge or whatever that they do.
And that is don't and do this for a Thursday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, everyone anticipating what's coming up next. We will be joined by ESPN MLB insider Jeff Passan.
Can't wait.
Who Woods is not going to attack.
I mean, you never know.
Coming up next here on 97.3
What if I'm cornered by Jeff Passan? He's smart. He's very smart. Listen, it's also a smart decision if you are in the market for a new car or truck to head down to the back-to-school savings event at the local and veteran-owned Sedano Ford in La Mesa. You could drive around town like I am right now currently in the 2026 Ford F-150 STX. It's just $349 a month along with the 2026 Bronco Sport Big Ben, $349 a month. And, of course, the very spacious classic 2026 Ford Explorer Active is just $349 a month as well. So that is 1, 2, 3. My math is right. 3 great Ford vehicles, 1 incredible payment of just $349 a month, and of course 0.7% APR financing on some models, and plus no payments for 90 days on select new Ford models as well. So don't wait; these offers won't last long. They want to get you into the car or truck of your dreams, and nobody better to do it than Manny Sedano and his staff at veteran-owned Sedano Ford in La Mesa. So check it out today. Don't forget to tell them Woodsy sent you. For more details, more great offers, SedanoFord.com. That's SedanoFord.com. He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
I think this qualifies as an eagerly anticipated interview on Ben and Woods. Welcome back. Thursday morning. We've got our roundtable coming up at 9, but right now, let's get out to our SDCCU fan hotline where we are joined by MLB insider, ESPN's own Jeff Passan. Yeah, you can tell I'm a little excited. I'm a little nervous and excited. Jeff, it's good to have you back on with Ben and Woods in San Diego. Good morning.
Gentlemen, I just appreciated that amid my cancellation and public shame, you deigned to have me on. Thank you.
Well, as I told you in our text exchange, there's only one, I didn't tell you this, but there is only one reason that I would attack you on the airwaves today. And that is if you, like your ESPN colleagues, gaslight me and tell me that Pat McAfee's record is good. That's the only way that you're going to get trashed on this show today. That's it. Trashed.
Here's the thing. I am not a music reviewer, and my musical tastes are eclectic. So I will say only this about Pat's record. I appreciate anybody who does what they want to do in life. And if making a record and putting songs out is something that was important to him, I cannot judge somebody else for that because I don't know what the rest of their life is like. So I appreciate anybody who tries to do things that they enjoy. And Pat does that all the time.
Yes, he does.
One of the reasons I think people gravitate toward it.
It's very true. It's not a good record. I mean, it's okay to say like it's not a good record. It's okay to say.
Whether it is or isn't, like I feel like we have to judge everything on what expectations are.
Correct.
Like, let's grade on a curve a little bit here.
It's fair, and I said it when we played some of it and mocked it. I said, appreciate the willingness to put yourself out there. Now, I have to give you the same credit. Wally, I have to also give you credit. You've had a rough couple of days on Twitter, certainly. And, I have a lot of rough days on Twitter, too. A lot of it's self-imposed. And I wanted to ask you, so first of all, we said it yesterday, your podcast that you did was the most interested I've ever been in insurance in my entire life. Like, it was a really well done, interesting podcast.
Woods doesn't even know what a deductible is.
I really
Jeff.
don't. And I was riveted, right? And I thought Tom Gober, the guest that you had, was spectacular. And can I say this? At the end of the podcast, it still felt a little bit cliffhangery on how it's going to go because we don't know. What's kind of the latest on what's happening right now with Mark Walter and the LA Dodgers?
Yeah, I think the cliffhanger was sort of intentional because this is early in the game, guys. Like, this is, I know a lot of Padres fans were like, earlier in the week, why isn't Jeff Passan saying something on this? Why isn't he commenting? And it's because, A, this is like an incredibly complicated story, but more important than that, B, I wanted the first thing that I write on this specific topic to be measured, because this is really complicated. And I understand what people's instincts are. Like, you gravitate toward the Dodgers are great at all sorts of things, and they have all this money, and it feels like they're so arrogant about it. And so anything tied to them either cheating or doing things incorrectly, we're going to jump right to that conclusion.
Sure.
I didn't want to do that because it's not what I see right now. Like, for anyone to sit around and say Mark Walter has to sell the Dodgers, I don't see that yet. A lot of it is going to depend on, frankly, Guggenheim's reputation on Wall Street. Like, their debt is trading around 75 cents on the dollar right now. They're looking to do what are essentially stock buybacks. I don't know how that ends, or I don't know how this investigation ends. I think one thing, guys, maybe the thing, like, beyond any of the criticism of me, which in a lot of ways, frankly, is fair, and we can get to that. But the most important thing, I think, like, anyone who takes any sort of joy in this or schadenfreude, I would love if they could just step back for a second and see what the actual story is here. That's the reason, more than anything, more than having to fill the calls of people, why haven't you commented on this? The reason that we did this show is because this goes so far beyond Mark Walter and Guggenheim. And I'm not trying to minimize any alleged involvement they have here. What I'm trying to say is, in reporting this story and trying to understand what was going on, because I was super unfamiliar with the finance elements of it, I learned that there's a really interesting thing happening in the insurance industry, and a lot of people are scared because the investments involve money that grandmas and grandpas are relying on for their retirement. And that's why I wanted to do this show, because a career fraud examiner like Tom Gober is an important voice for the people who really matter here, and that's the policyholders. And I don't know ultimately if there was any criminal activity that went on with Mark Walter. Everything might have an explanation and be above board, but the questions that Mark Walter is facing have much deeper implications than Mark Walter or the Dodgers or the Lakers or everyone involved in this. And look, if the price for people understanding that was getting community noted and shamefully deleting it, I didn't think the community note was fair because I didn't think it actually reflected my position on it, and I shouldn't have deleted it. That was stupid of me. But I also, like, at the end of the day, what this has taught me is that I just need to communicate my points better. I thought I had, and I still believe a lot of what I believed, but I didn't communicate it well enough, and that's on me.
Jeff, we appreciate you coming on, and I want to communicate. I'll admit, I'm a Padres homer. I grew up in San Diego, cheered for the team. Now I host a show on the radio flagship. So I want them to do well. But we acknowledge the Dodgers do a lot of things right. They're smart, good organization. I think where I have complained, and I want to get your comment on this, I feel like they have too many advantages systematically in Major League Baseball. Not just their revenue and money, but in terms of being able to defer salaries, which, other teams, you may say they're allowed to do it, but, Peter Seidler got his hand slapped by Major League Baseball when he tried to spend too much. And whether it's the CBA needs to address it or Major League Baseball needs to come up with a better way to rein the Dodgers in a little bit. That's where my frustration, and I think a lot of Padres frustration, and maybe even across baseball, is coming in right now. Do you see a need to rein in the Dodgers a little bit more from where they are right now?
I don't think that's unreasonable at all. No, I think that the gap between the top and the bottom is a staggering number, and that the duty of a league and of all of its stakeholders and all of the people who care about what it looks like going forward is to find that balance between everyone being competitive enough and everyone being the exact same. I don't think everybody being held to the exact same standards is necessarily, just in terms of like every payroll is within this small band. I don't think that necessarily is what a league needs to promote competitive balance. I think we have quite a bit of competitive balance right now, frankly. But can I look at the television contract for a second and explain like my thoughts on it up until the investigation? Because if this is unfair or unreasonable, please tell me. I'm always learning in real time where my opinions on things meet with the general fan bases and trying to understand that gap in between the two. I looked at the television contract like it was an anomaly that was worth a good chunk of money that let them go above and beyond where the limits of spending had been previously pretty static. And what made it notable is they got so many stars, right? They went out and spent on Ohtani and Snell and Yamamoto and Diaz and Tucker and Scott. But Glass now they traded for. Yeah, same thing though. The thing that I kept looking at, guys, is that the Mets were paying the same kind of money at the same time. And part of my thinking was, if Steve Cohen is an owner in Major League Baseball and is willing what he's willing to do with his money, shouldn't that encourage others to do the same? Maybe not to the same extent as the Dodgers and the Mets, but to a much greater extent than a lot of their peers, because the truth is, guys, more often than not, when you spend, you win. There's a guy named Ethan Houlihan who runs a very accurate payroll tracker, and I went and looked at payrolls. And right now, the teams that are making the playoffs, their payroll ranks are 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you've got Milwaukee at 19, Tampa at 25, the White Sox at 27, and Cleveland at 30. That's a pretty big advantage. That tells me that spending helps. What this also tells me, though, is all this time when I've been talking about teams doing what they can to emulate the Dodgers, I want to be clear. I wasn't saying other teams can be the Dodgers. Like, you guys know me and know me well enough to know that I'm not that stupid.
I do.
Like clearly, guys, I didn't communicate that well enough. Like, whatever my intention was, the interpretation was different. Whatever nuance I was going for, and that's why I got community noted, because I looked at this as a much more nuanced thing. Others did not. And you know what? You learn from that. You recognize that specificity matters, and that I have such a privileged job, and my voice matters. I'm incredibly lucky, but that means expectations for me are higher, and learning from this is how I get better at things. Can I tell you what I meant to say?
Sure.
And what I should have said? And oh my God, there's a chance this is going to piss people off when they listen to it, but I have to do this anyway. What I meant is that teams, not that they can do what the Dodgers do, because of course they can. I want them to act like the Padres. The San Diego Padres said, screw the Dodgers, screw Los Angeles, screw the money. We want to be the ones to take them down. We want to face the challenge. Everyone else who's scared of them, you're wusses. The Padres' identity, guys, used to be that they were a mediocre franchise that was stuck in neutral. Now, after they've gone out and spent, after they've tried to win, after they've prioritized going for it, the Padres' identity is that they're one of the most interesting teams in baseball, that they have true franchise icons in their prime, that their ballpark is incredible, that they own the city of San Diego. And I'm so sick of people saying that Jose Feliciano and Kwanzaa Jones paid $3.9 billion because it's a one-team city. No, screw that. It's because Peter Seidler's vision worked. Can we all not acknowledge that he built it and they came?
Right.
That is badass. And San Diego has been the worthiest adversary of the Los Angeles Dodgers over the past 5 seasons, precisely because they were doing what I, in my head, was trying to say other teams can and should do.
I think it's very well said.
I think it's incredibly fair.
And flattery will get you everywhere, as you know, with the Padres fans.
Of course. By the way, one thing that I genuinely do appreciate, I adore David Marver, who was at Change the Padres and was loud and was boisterous and was a San Diego Padres fan who, amid all of the mediocrity that I was talking about, had the spine to say, this is not enough. This is not good enough for us. And what has happened is that San Diego Padres fans have become so incredibly emboldened by the last decade that they are perfectly happy to go out there and make everyone their enemy.
Yeah.
And, I honestly, I wish that, in part because I've spent the last 48 hours just, taking on fire. Like, it's been a long time since it's come like this. But I wish, I look forward to the point where Padres fans no longer are operating, and maybe this will always be the case. Maybe this is what fuels them. No longer operating from the perspective or the point of view that there's somebody else out there who needs to be the enemy and that the Padres are persecuted because of the existence of the Dodgers. No, the San Diego Padres stand alone on their own. And the comfort in knowing that and walking around like you've been there before rather than everyone's after you, that to me is the maturation of a fan base that hopefully we're going to see in San Diego over the next decade is they finally do what we've been long waiting for and win a World Series.
Sure. And I think what you said is incredibly fair, and I think it's accurate. I think the perception, though, and I know it's your Twitter, like you've seen it. It's a Dodger fatigue amongst a lot of different fan bases. So I spend an inordinate amount of time, right? And I'm looking, and I'm like,
I know I'm I apologize, guys. I know I'm yapping here. I have a lot to let out. Let me, if I may go over,
let it rip.
Like what the Los Angeles Dodgers have turned themselves into a modern American mega business within the constraints of a collective bargaining agreement. I find that to be a genuinely fascinating story. They have the best player ever, and they were good at transacting and developing players and spending very large amounts of money. Like I understood that they had a big advantage, but honestly, I hate to say this, the TV contract was just a small part of that. Amid all of this, like, we can't gloss over the fact that the Dodgers do create an exorbitant amount of revenue.
Sure.
There have been four professional sports franchises in history that have booked $1 billion+ in revenue a year. The Dallas Cowboys, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and the Dodgers. So yeah, the TV money is big. An extra $50 million a year is real money. The Dodgers also, with their luxury tax payment last year, essentially gave $85 million back to all of the teams that it was distributed to. As I look back at my reporting, I always try to do autopsies. I don't know if you guys remember this, but in spring training of Shohei Ohtani's first year, I wrote that he hits like a minor leaguer.
Yes, a lot of people did. Yeah, a lot of people did.
And within 2 weeks, I wrote a mea culpa because I looked back at my reporting and I said, this is where I went wrong. Trust me, when you get dragged over the coals and when you do what I felt like that the episode of TV that we did on the Dodgers was really good journalism and was important and laid out the story in a very accessible way for fans. I was proud of that. So to then spend the 48 hours in the aftermath of that, asking myself, okay, like, where did I go wrong?
I can tell you.
Do here that
I can tell you exactly.
Yeah,
I really will. It wasn't that. The podcast was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. Like I said, it's a podcast about literally insurance, and I was riveted, wanted to know, and not just because I hate the Dodgers, because I love baseball. And I want to know, what is the lingering effects? What's the how deep are the roots going to go? What's it going to do to the game? All of that. That's why I was interested. But I'll tell you where you and I think a lot of other reporters, figureheads, voices got it wrong. I think it was the heavy-handedness of like the way that people came off about the Dodgers. Like it was, and obviously we know there's some advantages, certainly, and we know they've done the right thing too. I don't see the same energy, I guess, from people about the absolutely terrible money that they've spent and the dicey at best, rest our starters until September, October, or August, September.
We get worn out about the bad contracts here.
We get worn out about every
cripple our franchise, but no one talks about the bad money
because it won't
that they sweep right under their rug every single year.
That's kind of it, and it's more of like the chest beating nationally about like we were right. The Dodgers are the greatest, and it wasn't like you have to like what you said about the Padres. Had you tweeted that, that'd be great. That would live in forever, right? So I think it's just that. It's like a little
put
bit.
It out on the Twitter machine, boys.
Exactly. Like
together.
I think it's one of those things where it's like no one likes to feel like an idiot. Not saying you made us feel like an idiot. I'm just saying people were beating their chest about how brilliant and smart and great. And listen, like. They money whip guys. They absolutely have money whipped guys over the years, and guys, And so I think it's the
good scouting department. They got some good front office, smart people too, for sure,
no doubt.
But so do other teams.
I want to ask you this one question too, like before we let you go, because you were awesome and thank you so much. What do you think? Like, we don't know obviously how this is going to turn out, but how does this affect? I know you touched on it a little bit in the podcast. How do you think this affects the negotiations that are imminent between the CBA? Because I saw Bob Costas yesterday. Bob Costas, who the voice that we all grew up with listening to baseball, basically actively calling for a salary cap, which was wild. He was on Rich Eisen's show. I don't know if you've heard it. It was great. But how is this going to affect it, or will it?
Well, it's interesting to me that Major League Baseball has built a lot of its argument around the Dodgers specifically, right? The Dodgers are sort of the nerve center of where this debate is. Just how much is too much is the question that we're asking, because I think that's a fair question to ask. But to me, the even fairer question to ask is there a way to find compromise that doesn't include a salary cap? And I say that because if the fight is going to be over a salary cap, guys, there's a chance this could last for a while. And I don't personally buy the argument that a salary cap is going to solve all of the ills of Major League Baseball any more than some sort of negotiated compromise could. I'm not suggesting that a salary cap wouldn't solve the problems. I just don't think it's an A to B relationship where if you implement this thing that keeps everybody within those narrower bands of salaries, that baseball is going to be any more competitive than it is now. I just think that there are creative solutions around it. And maybe that you have a limit of the number of 9-figure guys that you can have on a team, or the number of guys who can be on contracts for X amount of years. There are just so many ways around this. And what I hope at the end of the day is that we don't lose sight of the fact that baseball, even in spite of the Dodgers doing what they've done, is in a pretty good place right now. Yep. And that all everybody wants is fairness. And that's me included, guys.
Jeff, really appreciate it.
Crushed it, man.
I think
Thank you.
takeaway here is you're human, you're flawed, you make mistakes, and you're still the best baseball insider who has ever lived. And we appreciate you coming on.
Well, that's not true, but I appreciate the sentiment. And next time I do good journalism, guys, don't make stupid tweets.
All right. Counterpoint. Why do only you get to bomb atomically and I don't? That's what I don't understand. No, I text you like I'm the most sarcastic, sardonic personality. I was waiting for you because I wanted to hear what you had to say, not because I thought you were running scared. For real. I'm a sarcastic jerk. I get it. But I think you're awesome too. I've told you that several times.
I appreciate that. And here's the thing, Stephen. I know you're not me. But what happens is there are points to me where when someone has an actual voice that people listen to, which you have, instead of going for the easy joke, one time, if you said, hey, let's not blame the media for things that they've said. This is interesting. It's important, and it goes so far beyond baseball. So let's not co-opt it as some kind of a revenge fantasy for Padres fans that they were right. Let's put it this way. It felt like it gives tacit license for people to take this in a direction that it didn't necessarily need to know. To me, the best people are the ones who know that they've been there before and act like it.
Sure.
And don't do the happy dance when bad things happen, but just sit there understanding I was right, and I can take great solace in knowing that.
I'm going to talk to my therapist about this Friday because I think you're absolutely right. We both learned something today on this program. The healing has begun. Jeff, thank you so much, man.
Gentlemen, always a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
All right, that was something, and everyone's criticizing me. I absolutely believe he's the best insider that there is, and I think there's ever been.
Always said that like a mantra.
It's clear to me that no one does it better than he does. So wanted to give him his props, and especially for coming on, facing some questions, and giving a thorough explanation of everything that's been going on. All right, we obviously went a little bit long there, but we'll take a timeout, come back, reset our show for the final hour.
I think we're rolling, aren't we?
Rolling through?
Yeah, I thought we said we were rolling through the break. We're just
rolling through, like I thought meant like we just get to
you
keep
got to call
going.
for a legal ID.
Let's pause 10 seconds
Sorry,
for
I thought
station
you were on that text thread.
identification. No, I have not checked my phone. I've been listening to Jeff intently here on 97.3 The Fan.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
Hey, it's Chris Zello. You want a difference of opinion? We'll have that for you. Join Tony Gwynn Jr. and myself weekdays from 2 to 6 on 97.3 The Fan.
And Odyssey Sports Station.
All right, we are back.
Every day you get school-marmed by Jeff Passan. And I thought it was great. I sometimes you got to get called on your BS. I'll wear it. I absolutely will wear it. I've kicked the hornet's nest many a time. I've never denied that.
Still have a lot of Jeff Passan haters in the chat.
But I think the funny thing is, and like
3 straight comments about you guys are ass kissers.
Okay, like I told him, he was heavy-handed. He's been super heavy-handed in the media. Super heavy-handed. He knows it. He admitted it, and admitted. I don't know why I deleted that tweet. I know why, because the heat was cranked up. Was totally cranked up.
The Dodgers, at some point, the attention, the Shohei phenomenon, good for baseball. It increased ratings. It increased attention. People who cover baseball like things that are good for baseball.
Sure.
And then it became too much.
Too much.
Too much of a good thing.
Too much of a, and the other thing is too is like whenever I think the joy that people revel in when their rivals suffer, right, is it's a weird human condition that we have, enjoying the misery, or like, ooh, maybe, just maybe one break doesn't go your way. You know what I mean? Because you know, and I texted him. I said, man, it's personal for me, 100%. Like the threats and the doxing and all that stuff, it's personal. I told him it will always be personal. I said, it's ridiculous. You can't say anything without getting doxed and, you know, just insane behavior from their fan base. And I think ours is guilty too. I told him that as well. I said, but, you know, at the end of the day, he's right. Like he's absolutely, I've always said though about Jeff, always, I think he's the best at what he does. Always. That's never wavered. You know, the way though that national media got so chest thumpy with every move they made was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
I do sometimes question. He could tweet the sky is blue, and as with the platform that he has, he will get some haters who are just convinced that he's an idiot and a moron and he's wrong, and then he'll go and clap back at them. You know, that's the thing. Sometimes you just have to accept that there's no chance you're going to please everybody, and you have to just ignore what's coming at you. But he interacts a lot, more than almost any of the national insiders that I've seen.
See, that's what's funny is because I will interact as well.
You do.
And I will. You will not.
I generally do not.
Yeah. And that's a way that you handle it. I'm much better at handling the criticism now than I was 5 years ago, even 2 years ago, right? So it's just part of growth. But, you know, I certainly appreciate what he said. What he said about the Dodgers is nothing new, right? We know all of this, but what I think everybody's asking for is like, hey, man, keep that same energy when they absolutely soil themselves, right? Like, keep that energy that you had for thumping your chest about it when they make I never see anybody question Andrew Friedman's bonehead spending ever. Why? Because they have enough. Because they have enough to cover it.
Right.
But it's still bonehead spending.
I think the Kyle Tucker example is the best one. If any other team spent
Diaz.
that money,
right?
Yeah, for sure. If you spend that kind of money and get that kind of production, it would be like
devastating.
This is one of the worst contracts in the last 20 years.
Who knows it better than us?
Yeah,
who knows it? But they won't shut up about that. And I'm not just him. All of them. They won't stop talking about Xander and we got to trade Tatis. We're broke. And every single year, it gets old. It grinds you down after a while.
And if the Dodgers, when they were pratfalling in the playoffs every year, it wasn't a problem.
Right.
Because it was kind of hilarious.
Right.
But now that they've won 2 World Series in a row and are the favorites to win a third, it changes the equation quite a bit.
And there's the fatigue that sets in. Right. So that's kind of my stance on it. But I certainly appreciate him coming on. I will take what he said to heart, and I hope. And it sounds like he's taking it.
I think
to
he
heart
learned
as well. I think he learned a lesson,
some lessons, and is better for it.
That's kind of the purpose of being here on the planet, is trying to do a little bit better than you did yesterday.
I mean, we all acknowledge Jeff Passan is a very smart,
100%,
smarter than any of us.
Oh yeah,
and even smart people will make mistakes at times.
Even you.
I make a lot of mistakes. But, he's accountable. And, he recognizes sometimes when he makes a mistake and he points it out. And it's fine. I think it was... I
enjoyed it.
I really thought it was a good conversation.
He's very clever. He's very witty. And he's very thorough. And again, I said nothing but good things about that podcast. It was really good. And the guy that he had, Tom Gover, was like the greatest. He was the greatest. He is genuinely concerned about people. And I don't know that the big conglomerate is, right? That's what, to tie it into the Padres, I kind of find it refreshing when a giant wealthy person like Jose Feliciano and Kwanzaa Jones seem to, at this, care about the people that are affected, things like that. That's not what you get from a big conglomerate like Guggenheim. You don't feel that community sense. And I that's kind of why they struck a chord the other day.
I don't think I've made the point as clearly as I should, but I am so glad as a Padres fan that they are buying the team as a personal investment, as opposed to what they have at Chelsea, which is owned by Clear Lake. If Clear Lake had bought the San Diego Padres,
you might be excited because they have a lot of money,
but they would have to run it as a business with profit and loss statements for their investors.
And make no mistake, they will too. They'll have to run it as a business,
of course,
but it does have the feel of more community.
But because it's a personal thing for them, they have some flexibility with how they make their decisions, and they can allow their competitiveness to at least occasionally maybe override some common sense. Peter Seidler was allowed to do that. He let his competitiveness override what other people told him was the right way to run a baseball team.
Correct.
But when you own an investment group, you can't do that at all. It's the stockholders, it's the bottom line. That's all it is. And I don't get that sense with Kwanzaa Jones and Jose Feliciano that's what it has to be with this investment. It's for them. It's for their family. It's for their future. And they want to win. And I had 100% confidence that was genuine. When they said they bought the team because they're competitive and they want to win a World Series, I have no doubt that is their goal.
Sure.
Is it hard? Yeah. Really, really hard. Peter Seidler couldn't do it and no one has tried harder than Peter Seidler.
Correct.
Especially in San Diego to win a World Series at great personal expense. Even he couldn't do it. It's not easy, and it won't be easy for those two either. But I do believe they want to try, and that's why they're here.
Jeff's major mistake is expecting people to understand nuance on Twitter. It's the number one thing.
Or at all.
Twitter is hard for the sarcastic.
People don't get my sarcasm,
they don't
your
get
sarcasm.
Even a little. And that's the most frustrating thing in the world. It makes me a little bit nervous for the future you know,
And
because
I don't get other people sometimes. Like I'll look at a tweet and go, "Are you ripping me? Or are you being funny?" Because
I get it 90% of the
If it's a
time.
funny tweet, it's actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
But if you're dead serious, then,
You don't know.
Then you're just ripping me, and this is just sucks.
Typically, if their name is on it, it's probably sarcastic. If they don't have a picture and it's just that weird gray thing, they're ripping you. That's just been my experience. But nuance is a lost art, and sarcasm is a lost art, certainly. And it's certainly tougher out there for those that enjoy that brand of humor or commentary.
All right, shall we get back to our San Diego Padres here?
Yes.
We have only about 47 minutes to go until our Padres Roundtable, which will feature Brett Boone and Sammy Levitt coming in to join us for the hour-long conversation about your San Diego Padres, who are coming off the 3-0 win over the Pittsburgh Pirates yesterday. And we will talk more about that. And we'll play a little real or fake when we come back as well. If you want to be our contestant, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Chance to qualify for the VIP passes to Leonard Skinnard. That is all coming up next with Bennett Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open. Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
This hour 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by GL Pools, the swimming pool experts trusted by thousands of San Diegans for 20 years. Baseball season is in full swing, so is swim season. Make sure your pool is ready. Call now, mention radio for 20% off new service plans in 2026. I believe we have a contestant on the line. If we have a couple of minutes at the end, I do want to talk about the news of the Reds placing Eugenio Suarez on waivers. Doesn't mean they're cutting him, but it means other teams could claim him.
They're dangling him.
And his salary for the last month of the season, and they get off the hook. I think it's about $3 million that he's got left this year of the $15 million deal he signed. Right-handed bat with some thump, playoff experience from last year with the Mariners.
Hit some big home runs for them.
He did. Should the Padres be interested if they could get a claim in on Eugenio Suarez?
I think, yeah, $3 million. I think so. I mean, right-handed bat. Is he playing third for them?
I think so.
Spell Manny. Manny's a little banged up. Little pop. He's got 19 homers this year. Not having the world's best season of all time, but boy, he had a big grand slam yesterday.
We're going to talk about Manny and his injury in the roundtable, so maybe we'll bring up Eugenio as well.
The funny thing is, if you Google Eugenio Suarez, it's like why the Tigers should pick up Eugenio Suarez, why the Phillies make sense for Eugenio Suarez. There's a lot of teams. Why the Yankees could use him at third. I think he's going to be a fairly hot commodity for a guy that's hitting 208 with 19 home runs, Ben.
Now, the Padres will be ahead. Waiver claims are based on standings.
Yeah.
So they'll be ahead of some of those, like the Yankees and the Phillies, but they'll be behind other teams like the Diamondbacks and certainly a lot of the American League contenders. So we'll see what happens. That's an interesting one. It looks like we got a contestant. Let's get to it. It is time for our Thursday game of Real or Fake. You don't have to go anywhere.
Doesn't mean I can
Are
stay
here for
here.
the compelling sports talk with Ben and Woods. You can go plow through another donut. It's time for Real or Fake on 97.3 The Fan. Tell the people what they'll win today.
All right, we are playing for the VIP passes to Leonard Skinner at the Del Mar Arena. You get elevated food and drink. It's always good to be a VIP at shows. Leonard Skinner coming to Del Mar Arena on September 24th. You can get your tickets by going to. I think you got rid of that part on the copy there, Paulie.
You don't know
Sorry.
this off the top of your head?
Got the old copy with the ticket info? Sorry.
I told you to just read what you what's on the copy.
It is, but
a pair of VIP tickets to Leonard Skinner at Del Mar Arena on September 24th.
All right, there it is. John is our contestant. Hello, John. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
All right, we're ready to play our game. You need 4 out of 7 correct on real or fake to win. All right, here's what we've got. Bubba Chandler was on the mound for the Pirates yesterday, which got me thinking about other notable Bubbas. Former Padre Bubba Trammell, All-Pro defensive end and actor Bubba Smith, and of course the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company.
You're one of your favorites.
I've never been.
seafood establishments.
I don't really plan to go, but I did get
It's
a hold
Red
of the,
Lobster and Bubba Gump.
I did get a hold of the menu, and I thought this was pretty funny. Today on Real or Fake, I will name a dish, John. You tell me if it's a real item from the Forrest Gump-inspired restaurant Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, or a fake I've thrown in to fool you. Ready to play, John?
Yes, sir.
All right, round 1. Ping pong popcorn shrimp. Real or fake?
Let's go real on that one because he played ping pong.
I mean, nobody played it better.
Nobody
Forrest
played it.
Gump.
No.
Have you eaten it? No, this is wrong. Have you eaten at Bubba Gump
I've never
Shrimp?
been. Never
Not you,
even
him.
walked in.
No.
Oh, John, no? All right.
Paulie?
No.
Me neither.
No.
All right, let's go round 2.
So that was fake.
That was
That
fake.
was
I'm
fake,
sorry.
sorry.
Yeah. Lieutenant
Okay.
Dan's pork ribs and shrimp. Real or fake?
Real.
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 Yes.
Very good.
Say it
Okay.
again.
Lieutenant Dan's pork ribs and shrimp.
All right.
All right, round 3. You got one right. Dumb Luck coconut shrimp. Real or fake?
Let's go fake.
Well, it's real.
What was it?
Dumb Luck coconut shrimp.
All right.
All right, we need 3 right still to get the win. Round number 4. Run Across America sampler. Real or fake?
Real.
That is real. Oh, appetizer
Oh,
sampler.
okay.
Literally just flipping a coin.
We're 2 and 2. So we're right even. Round number 5. Ooh, the dessert. The ooey gooey box of chocolate. Real or fake?
Real.
Yeah.
It is real. Yeah, that's real. You
The
can
what?
the ooey gooey box of chocolate. All right, for the win, Bubba's lip smacking shrimp etouffee. Real or fake?
Real.
Oh no, it's fake. Oh no, now we come down to the last one. You need this one right,
boy.
John, for all the marbles.
Okay.
Mama Gump's garlic bread basket. For the win, real or fake?
Real.
Yeah!
Wow. Crushed
Nicely
it.
done. John. Yeah, they lean into the movie theme heavily,
As
apparently.
they should. I mean,
at
if
the
you're going to
restaurant.
call it Bubba Gump.
We don't have one down here in San Diego.
Where's the nearest one?
I think it's up in Santa Monica. Is the closest
right.
Bubba Gump Shrimp Company.
Road trip.
I've got to assume there's one in Phoenix because they have everything.
It's
there.
probably thrives in Phoenix. There's got to be one. Is there not one in Peoria?
So we've probably stayed right next to
I feel
one.
like there must be one somewhere near a spring training site.
I want to go now. I want the Lieutenant
Anaheim.
Dan's ribs,
Pork ribs and
shrimp.
Anaheim, Benny.
Anaheim. Oh, good. We got one in Anaheim now.
All right.
Probably right by the Disney complex there.
San Francisco Pier, Santa Monica Pier, Long Beach, Monterey, Hollywood, and Anaheim.
All right. I'm in.
Road trip to
None in
Bubba
Arizona.
Gump.
I'm in. I want to try it. I bet it's pretty good. I bet it's better than Red Lobster we ate. I bet you it is.
Oh,
No
I
idea.
bet so.
Well, I mean, it's
It can't be much worse than Red Lobster.
standards too high there. All right, let's take one last time out. When we come back, Eno Saris will join us for some smart baseball. We already had Jeff Passan. Now we're having Eno Saris on. What a day. And then the Epic Wings Epic Padres Roundtable with Brett Boone coming up at 9 o'clock right here on San Diego's #1 sports station, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how on 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, played at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
Should try Ben Higgins' Kung Pao Chicken at 7 Mile Casino.
It would be kind of nice for them to name it after me.
I think
after
so.
all
I
these
mean,
years.
you have really moved some Kung Pao chicken for our friends at 7 Mile Casino for good reason. It's spectacular, as is all of the food there. I've had breakfast, I've had lunch, and I've had a dinner there as well. And I've enjoyed all of it. I certainly enjoy playing California-style blackjack. A lot of people enjoy playing Texas Hold'em, Pai Gow, Baccarat as well. You can do all of it.
One of the dicey things sometimes about eating in casinos is the smoke. No smoke. It's a smoke-free card room at 7 Mile Casino. It's comfortable. It's upscale. There's windows. There's views of San Diego Bay. Friendly dealers, comfortable chairs. You walk in, you'll see TVs all over the place, so you can watch the game if it's on. Have a drink in the bar. The patio is fantastic right out there. Enjoy our summer weather right on San Diego Bay. Really, tons of reasons. And, of course, there's the proximity.
That's right. Just 7 minutes from downtown. Do yourself a favor. Check it out for yourself. You will not be disappointed. 7 Mile Casino. He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Another great interview coming up right now. It is time for a little smart baseball. Paulie?
It's time for the super polished, yet to be named Smart Baseball Weekly segment with Eno Harris, Saris, son of a bitch. Brought to you by 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from the ballpark, by the bay in Chula Vista.
And we welcome back Eno, who was under the weather last week. I hope you are feeling better.
I have to tell you something, and it's going to sound real bad. I went to a show, and I got sick. It has nothing to do with the show. It has nothing to do with the show, I promise you.
What show?
I saw that weird band, Angine de Poitrine.
Don't know them.
The guys with the guys with the weird masks on.
And
you haven't seen those guys?
No,
they're like French Canadian. Yeah,
sounds like Daft
it was
Punk.
wild.
Oh, no.
Yeah, right. I do wonder if they sleep with those on. They say it's impolite to ask them what their actual names are, but no, it was fun. It was fun, and then I just came down with something nasty, and I'm better.
Well, I'm
Sorry
glad.
about that.
I'm glad. No, it's fine, man. Like we. The thing about you, we didn't think you were like lying in a ditch somewhere. So we're like, we'll get Eno on at some point. Again, man, we're cranking up. We're, it's good times in San Diego on the bump. We are excited about, being being in the playoffs right now. How does it kind of project? I know the American League's a bit of a train wreck right now. But as far as what you're looking at, what have you seen from the Padres recently that gives you even a glimmer of hope?
These one-run games are killer, and they seem to be in the extra innings every other game, and they've been some tight games. But having a great bullpen like they've got, I think they're in a good situation. I hope that what happened with Manny's finger that other day?
It's bruised, apparently. They say he's wearing a sleeve. He says it doesn't help.
It doesn't help. So yeah.
Okay. Well, that's better than like a ligament damage or something like that. So hopefully he'll be fine. He plays through a lot of these things.
He does.
But, I think their bullpen down the stretch. What's weird is if you run the numbers, there isn't actually a relationship between your bullpen strength and your ability to win one-run games. And I think that's a little bit because one-run games are built in a lot of different ways. You can lose a lead on the way to a one-run game. You can, come back. You can, it's not just always, you're up by one and your bullpen keeps it.
That's true.
But I do think that having a good bullpen is going to be huge for them down the stretch. There are some teams, and particularly in the American League, what's weird is that the schedule, I think, is going to have an outsized effect. Because in the American League, there are teams that are finishing with the Royals and Rockies and A's and other teams that are finishing with much harder. And like the American League, there's like 6 teams that could take the final spot. I don't know if that's as much the case in the National League. I'm trying to look up the Padres schedule right now. What does it look like for them down the stretch?
Yeah, I mean, they've got a couple tough series, including the Rays tomorrow in Tampa, and they've got the Yankees, but they also have 4 against the Rockies, 3 against the Giants. There are a bit of a mix of opponents, and then they finish Dodgers, Diamondbacks, and the Diamondbacks' last 3 at Petco Park seems like it's going to end up being important considering the season series is even as we speak.
Yeah. I mean, they've got to do well in those Reds and Nationals and Giants series so that they can lose a game or 2 to the Yankees or Dodgers and Diamondbacks. I mean, I just hope that, you know, they're a game or 2 clear before that last 6 games, because those might be tight. The one thing you might hope for with the Dodgers, in particular in those 3 games, is that they are more, you know, setting up their rotation for the postseason, resting veterans, and not as concerned with winning every single game down the stretch. So you may end up getting a little lucky with a rookie starter or something like that down the stretch.
Talking to our pal Eno Saris from The Athletic, I saw Mike Petriello did a little piece about the Milwaukee Brewers and how, you know, we remember last year, best record, scored a ton of runs, got to the playoffs, literally looked like they'd never played baseball before, just a stagnant offense. But they're doing it a little different. They're still not hitting a lot of home runs, but they're hitting timely home runs, and they are hitting, they're hitting the ball in the gaps. You know, they're a really good baseball team. Do you feel like when you watch them that they will, and the same goes with the Rays, teams like that, right? Can they succeed in the playoffs this year, even though, like, data would tell you typically you don't hit a bunch of home runs, you're not going to succeed in the playoffs? Like, are they built differently, those 2 teams?
Yeah, I do think about, you know, success during the regular season as being maybe a little different than the postseason. First of all, the postseason is just really, really hard to figure out because it's a bunch of small samples. It's a bunch of 5, 6 game series. And you don't get 162 games till they look at the postseason and figure it out. So most of the regular numbers that we use don't actually translate to being that predictive in a postseason series because they're tiny little samples. But, one thing that I also saw, Ben Lindbergh wrote a great piece for The Ringer about the Brewers, saying that they're in the best 6 or 7 year stretch of being clutch as a team at the plate, and in the history of baseball. And usually clutch is one of those things, you're clutch one year, you're not clutch the next. You win 1-run games 1 year. I mean, the Padres have felt this in their bones, Yeah. And so he asked around and looked through all the data, and it was very similar to Petriello's, which is that the Brewers go the other way. They let the ball travel more than anybody, but some of the teams that let the ball travel, like the Yankees and Mets, also have great bat speed. They have Aaron Judge. They have Juan Soto. And those guys can let the ball travel and still hit it out of the ballpark. But the Brewers are the team of short kings. They're the shortest team in baseball. They're the smallest, shortest team. So they're not letting the ball travel to hit homers. They're letting the ball travel because they're trying to spray the ball around, get on base, be hard to defend, and take that fastball the other way instead of trying to pull it. And it works during the regular season. And the reason that it works a little bit maybe extra in clutch is because if you let the ball travel for fastballs all during the game, then in the clutch moment, you often get breaking balls, right? Because they're trying to strike you out. Oh, there's 2 guys on, 7th inning, you get a breaking ball. If you've been letting the ball travel for a fastball and you get a breaking ball, you're more likely to pull it. Now you can pull it for a homer or you can pull it for a double. And so that was his basic thesis, was that letting the ball travel works in clutch moments because the defense hasn't realigned itself and the pitchers are still trying to get you out with junk. Now, why that wouldn't work in the postseason is everybody in the postseason has way better stuff. And not only the breaking balls are better, but the fastballs are better, right? And so they can beat you with fastball. So they might, in that clutch moment, throw that fastball because it's Cam Schlittler with a 98-mile-an-hour cutter, right? So, like, I could see this not working in the postseason. And on top of that, the research suggests that one of the things that does port over the postseason is how many homers you hit and how many runs you get from homers. That's actually a good thing. The more runs you get from homers and the more homers you hit, that your offense ports over better the postseason. And I think it's because the pitchers have better stuff. And so you need one mistake, and you need to hit that homer, when you get that mistake. You can't just hit a double and then get 2 more outs and you're out of the inning. You know what I mean? Like, you need to hammer every mistake in the postseason.
Sarah's with us on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not Big Bang Banking. It is better. And, you've been understandably lukewarm, cold on the Padres starting rotation most of the season. Now, they went out and made improvements at the trade deadline, but they've been legitimately, good for now 2 weeks. The Padres have had excellent starting pitching. Is this real, or is it a bit of a mirage? Can they count on this starting pitching going forward in your mind?
I did say that Casey Mize would regress, and that Robbie Ray, I didn't really love the sinker usage that he was doing. But one interesting thing is that Robbie Ray has realigned his pitch mix with the Padres. Actually, on my show Rates and Barrels, I asked for the ideal mix between his four-seamer and a sinker, because a sinker is not that good, but you can throw a bad pitch to set up other pitches, right? So ChatGPT basically spit out what Robbie Ray threw in the Pittsburgh game. He should throw mostly four-seamers, but it should be like 1/3 to a little bit less of sinkers. So he's realigned. He's thrown fewer sinkers with the Padres. I think that's been a good move. I think he's close to Robbie Ray of old. He doesn't really have the old velo, but I think he's a grinder and he's a real veteran. And then Mize's curveball has gotten better with the Padres. It's changed a little bit. So there's a couple things where Ruben Niebla might be working his magic a little bit with these guys that are coming in. And hey, Joe Musgrove.
Yes, our fingers are crossed.
Michael King's pitching better.
Yeah.
Randy's pitching better. Walker Buehler's pitching better. They're all pitching well right now.
Yeah. Buehler's really interesting because I don't think any one of his pitches is that great, but he's got like 5 of them, and when he's commanding them pretty well, it works.
Baseball's so funny, man. I just saw a thing about Camilo Duvall, who went from the Yankees to the Pirates, and we saw him this week.
Their
And
bullpen's actually good.
it's pretty good. And the funny thing is that what they did is they just took his best pitch and started having him throw it more. And I'm like, well, why didn't the Yankees? So you tell me the Yankees were like, that's your best pitch, throw it less. It's crazy. You don't want to throw your best pitch. Throw your second best pitch more. It just doesn't make any sense. Randy Vasquez has changed his pitch mix. I know that there's a lot of
Mason Miller threw his third best pitch once, and we lost.
Lost the game. Exactly.
Such a missile, my God!
It was a missile. Yeah, I'm like, just throw the heater by that guy.
And with Miller's reaction, he was like, God, why did I throw that damn thing?
Immediately. He said, sometimes humans are stupid. I'm human, but sometimes humans are stupid. And, he probably won't make that mistake again, but it's just so funny how baseball works.
There's a tension in the middle of baseball that I think is really interesting, and that there's been trends in either direction, which is, you want to throw your best pitch as often as possible, but the more you throw it, the worse it gets.
Right.
Because they anticipate it and they see it over and over again. And so we had a period of time where it was just throw your best pitches and don't throw your bad pitches and only throw your best pitches all the time. And we did that for a while. And I think that was due to stuff like Stuff Plus research, right? It's like, oh, your slider is your best pitch, throw it, But even in our Stuff Plus research, we realized that we had to put in some features into the model that had a sort of knowledge of your mix and like how often you use that pitch. We had to put into the model a nod towards this idea that if you throw it more often, it gets worse. And so, as Stuff models got better, you saw there's the teams like the Mets and the Phillies. They've been really far into this. Every starting pitcher has to have 3 fastballs, and that's been the trend recently in baseball to have more pitches. And we've had the average starting pitcher has added a pitch type over the last year and a half or 2 years. So, Yeah, so the trend is going back towards no, throw every pitch you've got anytime, and don't let them ever anticipate what you've got. Don't ever let them guess right. So there's a tension there, and we kind of go back and forth as a sport.
Really appreciate it. Have a good week. Don't get sick at any more concerts, and we'll talk to you next Thursday.
All right.
There's Saris from The Athletic with some smart baseball.
Why would you admit that to us if you didn't want to
I get you don't want to be predictable if you're a pitcher. But the best inning ever was Mason Miller's 9 sliders.
You're right.
Immaculate inning. It's just awesome. All right, we are done. Brett Boone's here. We're going to head over to the sound space for our commercial-free Epic Wings Padres Epic Roundtable coming up next. For Paulie Rydell, Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins. Talk to you in a moment here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.